So, welcome to the stream. We've got Annie in the house. Annie is so much love. How are you doing today? It's Friday night. I'm having hot flashes today, all kinds of ascension symptoms. I'm sure you're feeling it too. We're feeling the heat. And due to the Lionsgate portal, there's been many things affecting our physical health, and especially the throat chakra, because the divine masculines are all preparing to reach out to the feminine. So I've really been feeling that. So thank you to everyone who's been sending me healing energy, so I'm able to do this live today. So I'm just going to see how I go. Okay, my throat is, it's quite affected right now. So, I'm just going to take my time, breathe, and we're going to hopefully be able to answer all the questions. So tonight, the point of this whole stream is to answer the questions that you've asked me in the community page. Welcome, Eyes to See, sending you so much love. So you will have already asked me questions. So this isn't a live where I'm going to be reading or taking questions from the chat, because I've already got my list of questions. So everybody's questions from that community post, I went on today and I had a good look at it and I've printed them off. So I've got 3 pages of questions here, and I'm going to use one deck of cards, the Moonology Oracle, to pull a card for each question if that's what they guide me to do. But I am going to be answering each question through intuition, through the angels, and through my own personal experiences too. So do bear with me. I have just had a bit of a nightmare half an hour ago as well, because one of my fillings has fell out. So I'm doing this stream today anyway, regardless of what's going on in the physical. So sometimes we just have to breathe through whatever's going on. Welcome, Karina. Thank you for being here. So big thank you to all my moderators jumping in as well. So we've got Wild Rose Reiki Guidance here, Danielle. We've got Naina in the house. We've got Gaspar, Diamond Eyes, What Fantasia, Angel Ashes, Candyland. Thank you all so much for jumping in. It means so much to me. And I'm so blessed and grateful to be spending Friday night with you as well. And this is my new wig, so I'm really loving this one. It's a bit different, bit me, a bit big, like, sometimes, the energy of the journey it's big, so we have to just breathe through everything. So if you do like this wig, I am going to be talking about this one later down the line on my other channel, Wigs with Liz. And a big thank you to everyone as well who's been over there and subscribed over there. I've got 200 subscribers over there now, and just warms my heart, so thank you. And a big thank you to all of you. We've just hit 43,000 subscribers on here. It means more than you know. So let's do this then. We've got Leonie in the house. Thank you, Leonie. We've got Sarah Miller here. We've got Madam Angel. Welcome. So shall we get into this then? So I'm doing a giveaway as well tonight. So I'm also giving away my Distraction Oracle, Divine Masculine Distraction Oracle. And thank you for all the love and support with this deck. George used it on a reading as well, and I shared it on the community page, and he loves it too. So I'm going to start with this giveaway. So thank you so much to everybody who got involved in the giveaway. The angels were very clear about the winner, and that's always the case. I don't kind of do it where I put all the names in a hat and, do it that way, because the angels clearly guide me. So I read every single comment and the angels show me the winner. Okay, it's very clear. It's always been like that. So the winner of this deck is going to A Soul's Journey. So A Soul's Journey, welcome. This deck's coming out to you. And there she is, A Soul's Journey. She's jumped on at the right time. So if you email me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com, I can get this in the post to you next week. So I need your full address details, including country, and then I'll get this posted out to you possibly Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so well done for winning this deck. So, and I'm going to be doing more giveaways, especially as we run up to the winter solstice. So let's get on with this then. So thank you all for being here and, spending this time with me as well. You're very welcome, A Soul's Journey. Thank you for getting involved in it. Got Christina there as well. Christine's got an amazing channel, guys. Check her out. And thank you so much to everyone for jumping in. So let's see then how we go with this. So bear with me if I have to drink water or cough or any of those things, because, I am dealing with the throat chakra. That's why I've got this little stone on here. And if you are glad I'm live tonight, give me a thumbs up, because it just makes me feel good that I'm here. Because I am struggling a little bit with these ascension symptoms, and I am hot as well, and my fillings just fell out, and it's all going on. But, I'm happy to spend some time with you guys too. So thank you so much for healing energy. It means the world, and to all of you as well. So I've printed out then everybody's questions from that community post. So I'm going to be saying the name of the person who's asked the question. I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to give you the guidance as well. So first of all, I want to say a big happy birthday to one of our soul sisters, Sunshine. So Sunshine, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let's give her some birthday cake emojis in the chat as well. Happy birthday, dear Sunshine. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray. And happy birthday to anybody who's celebrating the birthday today. So big happy birthday to Sunshine. And whenever Sunshine comments, it just warms my heart, because my guardian angel is called Sunshine. So, it's always nice when Sunshine's in the chat or, in the comment section as well. Bit of a message for me. So we're going to start then. So first of all, we've got Erin, our soul sister Erin, saying, no specific question, but I would love to hear more about yours and George's experiences if it relates to others' questions. Such a big part of this journey is feeling like we'll never reach the other side, and it's inspirational to know that you've been there and to hear how you overcame similar experiences that others are going through. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about my experiences as well, as much as I can. And, my journey is on a private video for members. So the reason why it isn't public, because I would share it with all of you if I could. It's got personal information on there. So if you want to watch my story or know more about what's happened with my personal journey, if you are a member or you want to become a member, you've got access to that video then. And I've done that video. I've done a 2-part video, and I've done another video. So there's 3 videos in there that you can watch. But I'm going to see how it relates, okay? So I'm just going to see what they guide me to do. So the first person who's asked a question here, we've got Taylor. And Taylor, I've got a wig called Taylor, which I love. I love that, I've got a wig called Erin, and our soul sister Erin, I've got a wig called Taylor. I love that too, okay? So Taylor says, what are the masculines struggling with? Now, I commented on that and I said, that's what the readings are for. Every day we talk about the masculine's energy and what they're dealing with and, what they're going through. But the masculines are struggling right now with communication, as you can hear. And I know so many of you have been having throat chakra issues too. You've told me in the comment section you've been having flu-like symptoms or, struggling with the throat. So that's what they're dealing with. They're struggling with communication because they want to communicate, but they're struggling with it. So bear with it. Okay, because your masculine is going to communicate, and so many of you have already received communication. So that's what they're struggling with right now. Getting the words out, having the confidence to reach out, all of that. So give it time. So I am going to pull a card for each question if they guide me to, with the Moonology card. So what are the masculines struggling with? What are the masculines struggling with? So the message is balance. There you go. The masculines are struggling with balance. Why? Because we know that they need to be able to give balanced energy in this connection. They need to be able to give to the divine feminine what the divine feminine gives to them. So they're struggling with balance. That's what they need to do, balance their energy and balance their feminine and masculine side, because the masculines also have a feminine side, just like you have a masculine side. And in union, it's balanced. Like with me and George in permanent union, our energy is balanced. Sometimes something will come in and it'll trigger us so that we go into one or the other energy. That happened to me in the new year when I got triggered by something in the garage, and it just brought all these feelings up about my mum. And, I lost my mum last year, and I just had a meltdown, and I went into full-blown masculine energy, was pushing George away. Nothing to do with him, it was me. Remember, whatever your masculine is going through, it's not really anything to do with what you've done. It's to do with how they feel about themselves. It's to do with how they feel about the journey and how they feel about you, but not about what you've done. So never take it personally. And that was a big thing for me. It took me years. I was on this journey for a long time before union. So it took me years to understand that. But when you realise how it's liberating, so they need to balance their spirituality and their practicality, which means the feminine side and the masculine side, that's what they're doing. And we've also got the energy is gaining momentum. So the masculines are struggling with moving forward. They want to, it's on the mind, but they're struggling with it. So the message is to bear with them, okay? And that's Taylor's question. So thank you, Taylor. So next question is from Helen. My question is, how do you not give up on the twin flame journey? Well, really can't give up on the twin flame journey, because giving up on the twin flame journey is giving up on yourself, because you and your masculine are one. What you can do is focus more on your own life and your own self and your own dreams and your own goals. So we don't think, oh, I'm going to give up on the journey. We just focus on ourselves. So when we feel like giving up on the journey, it's because we feel like we're not getting what we want or what we think we deserve or what we think we need. So we get depleted, we get drained. That's the reason why we think, I've had enough of this. I'm going to give up. I'm not getting anywhere. Nothing's happening. That's the energy we're in. So instead of being in that energy, the angels are saying, take yourself into a calm energy, breathe, bring yourself back into the now and see it from a higher perspective. And realize that if you're not getting what you need right now, then there's a reason for that. But it's always an opportunity for you to give it back to yourself. When we start filling up our own cup, we feel better because we're not relying on our divine masculine to give us everything we think we want. So we start loving life more, doing more things, feeling better, and feeling more confident and strong. So we don't give up on the twin flame journey. We realize that in this moment, this is how things are meant to be. So if it doesn't seem to be moving forward, there's a reason for that. Remember, there's a lot going on behind the scenes when we are in separation, because separation is preparation. Separation is where the masculines are processing and the feminines are replenishing energy. So if you feel that you're overgiving and you're depleted and drained and you're angry and frustrated and impatient about things because things aren't going how you think they should go, then remember, everything happens for a reason, and there's growth and learning. And also to see it from a higher perspective, because our divine masculine is also our greatest teacher, and they've come here to teach us soul lessons. So we learn soul lessons through the time things take, the separation, and all of these different things. So we're always learning and growing. And when we learn the lessons, when we're fully ready for union, we come into union. For a long time, I thought I was ready for union, but I wasn't ready for union. Not fully. When I just let go and give it to God and surrendered, union happened very quickly. And that's always the way it happens. And that's why so many of you say, I stopped thinking about my twin, I started working on me. And then, lo and behold, he's back in my life, wanting to know what I'm doing, why. And it's because you've surrendered. So when we surrender, we let go, we give it to God, we trust the journey, and then everything starts to fall into place. So the way we don't give up on the journey is by giving ourselves the things we feel we need from our twin. Because we don't really need anything from our twin, because we are one. And when we realize that, we understand that we may be separate beings, but we are one. We're one with everything. So everything you need in this lifetime is already within you. It's within you. It's given to you from your creator. And, when you are on this journey, if you're struggling with the journey, get to know the creator, God, the higher power, the universe, the angels, whoever you are believing in and talking to. So get to know your creator, because your connection with God, with the angels, will give you everything you need. And that's what I did. That's how I found, in a way, liberation, because I was being blessed by heaven every single day. And we have to practice. This is something we have to practice at, feeling good. We're not going to wake up every day feeling good. We have to practice it. We have to practice to look for the blessings no matter what's going on. And it's really interesting because there's so much power flowing in around this Lion's Gate. And the angels are saying that's what we need to be doing right now. Focusing on joy and love and, feeling the power of heaven all around us, because it always is. And you are protected and safe. So I hope that answers your question, Taylor. So did I pull a card? Let's pull a card. Totally lost the plot then if I pulled a card. So what happened? Okay, I'm just reading the other question. So how do you not give up on the journey? We've got a fiery climax approaches. It's understanding that, things are moving ahead by the way you feel. So a fiery climax approaches is also about the way we feel. So the way we don't give up on the journey is understanding that we feel everything. We feel it all inside. There's so much heat in the body when we are connecting with our twin. The masculine's desire us constantly and want us constantly. And we're always connected with that. And the angels will show you not only in the signs you see, but in the way you feel. So the angels are saying, don't give up on the journey because you feel the power of it and the power of the love. So the angels are reminding you of that. So I hope that helps. So next question. Thank you so much to everyone who's here. Sending you all so much love. And, I am going to be talking to the chat as well. But in between questions, I've got quite a few questions to answer here. So the next question is for Donna. So our soul sister Donna has said, I'd like to know, when you go with the flow and being flexible, I'm feeling a lot lighter. Is this normal to experience with twin flames? Of course, because when you are going with the flow and being flexible, you're in the energy of surrender. In a way, you trust the journey completely when you're in that energy. So of course you feel lighter because you've got no burdens. You've got no stress because there's nothing to stress about when you are going with the flow. And that's what we learn on this journey. We learn to let go. We learn to be flexible and adaptable. So in other words, if you have plans with your twin and then 5 minutes before they're due to turn up, they cancel the plans, instead of getting triggered and angry, think, okay, there's a reason for this. That's being flexible and adaptable and realising that it will be better next time. And I know how it feels when you have plans cancelled because you may have spent 5 hours getting ready for that. And I've been there, okay, not with George, with a catalyst. And someone said to me, I have to say this, I shouldn't be talking about catalyst because it's confusing. I don't agree with that at all. Okay, we know that we have one twin flame and we have many soul teachers. And those soul teachers, they have many labels. Catalyst, karmic partner, false twin, whatever you want to call them. But they have a mission to help you move towards your union. So without those people or those situations, most of us wouldn't get into union. And you are aware of your truth. So you know your twin is your twin. But when you look back at your life, think of the people who've been in your life, who've grown you. Even if they've been nasty and, the connections have been painful, they've grown your soul. So they've helped, and the masculines, they've helped them too. So that's why I talk about catalysts, because without them, I wouldn't be in union. And that's the whole point. So the point I'm making is I know how it feels where I've been ready for this person to come around and I've spent hours getting ready, cleaning the house, sorting things out, and then he's had a panic 5 minutes before and said, right, I'm not coming, and I've thrown things around, I've cried, all the things we do. But then you learn to realise that that's actually a protection. Well, maybe something happens that's out of your or their control, like, this has happened to me as well, where there's been, like traffic stuff going on, diversions, and they've shut roads down and all kinds of crazy things, because the angels are always protecting us from lower energy or drama or anything toxic. So we have to learn to be flexible and adaptable. So Donna, to answer your question, the reason you feel lighter is because you have given it to heaven. And that's a real indicator that you are in the energy of peace and surrender and trust and faith, So I'm going to shuffle the cards because I'm doing a card for each question. Okay, so what do we need to know about that? We've got be bold and make the first move. So when we let go and we are flexible and adaptable and feeling lighter, the masculine is in a much more, stronger energy where he's more likely to be bold and make the first move. Why? Because they're not feeling pressured, stressed. They're not feeling any, kind of desperation energy coming from the feminine. And we've all been there too, so he feels more confident and safe to move forward, because it's all about the masculine feeling safe. When the masculine feels unsafe because of his own mind, usually, that's when he blocks you or goes away. When he feels safe again, he starts opening the door. I always use a scenario of, like a teenager runs away and hides in the bedroom, and when they feel it's safe, they come out. It's the same thing with the masculine. So I'm not comparing him to a teenager. I'm just saying they can be very spiritually immature sometimes, and they have to grow up spiritually through the things they go through. So they are more inclined to be bold and make the first move if we are in a lighter energy. And we've got a time to give rather than take. So again, when we are flexible, the masculines are more likely to give. They're more likely to give than take from you. See, isn't it interesting how the cards show what we already know? So that's why. So yes, Donna, it's normal to experience this with twin flames because you've let go. I hope that helps, okay? And thank you to everyone for being here, sending you all so much love. And thank you for all sending me healing energy to my throat. You can see I'm struggling a little bit, picking up on all these ascension symptoms. So I've called on all the angels to help me to have a voice tonight. Okay, and it's lucky because me and George are going to Alton Towers for the weekend, so I can go on some roller coasters and face my fears. And I've pre-recorded the videos for the weekend, so I'm just so grateful. The angels allow me to do that and time jump so I can do that. So, you get all the readings you need and all the guidance you need while I aren't here. So it's really powerful. Plus my fillings fell out half an hour ago. So I'm going to have to go to the emergency dentist at some point too. So it all happens, even when you're in union, we just have to be flexible and adaptable and go with the flow. So the next question we're doing is from our soul sister, Nina. So welcome, Nina. She says, how do you know the difference between having visions or your imagination? Is a vision something that comes to your mind over and over again? For example, mine was him holding my legs tight, being on the knees and crying. Well, if this is something you're feeling over and over again, it's coming from a higher place. Because, I call it parrot guidance when we do a reading, the same type of cards come out, or we're doing a live Q&A and the same cards keep coming out. It's the way the universe and the angels show us the truth. So when we have visions, okay, we are being shown a preview. We're being shown something from our higher self. When we are in our imagination, we are visualizing. So one's asking and one's receiving. Does that make sense? So in other words, what we do is we ask for what we desire. We believe in what we desire, and then we receive what we desire. So asking is using the imagination. So that's when we can think things and, kind of visualize things and set them out into the universe. When we believe, we are shown signs that buoy our faith and remind us this is real. So that can also be visions or previews, visions of what's to come, previews of what's next. So what you've done here is you've seen, this kind of vision or this feeling that this thing's popped in your mind, which is called claircognizance, which is part of your gift as an earth angel and, a light worker and a twin flame. You've had this vision of, your masculine holding your legs tight and being on the knees and crying. So you felt your masculine's pain. So you've tuned into what he feels. He may not be acting like that in a physical way, but he's certainly in that energy. So you're feeling exactly what he's feeling. It's come to you as a physical vision or something that's popped in your mind because you are being shown by heaven or even his higher self that that's how he's feeling. Does that make sense? So, you've been shown the fact that he wants you and he wants your love and he's in pain. He's in pain because of his own situation. So I hope that kind of answers your question. It's a very interesting question. I'm just going to pull a card about it for you. So we've got hold your vision. Wow, I've got angel bumps. See what I mean? The angels are just amazing. So they're saying hold that vision. That hold your vision. Yes, it's about having the intention and setting that intention and, setting that visualization, talking to heaven. But what I'm feeling with this is, hold your vision is about trusting what you see. Whether it's come from your imagination or a preview from heaven or whatever it is, it's your power as a twin flame connecting with him. And a win-win outcome is forecast. So it's also showing you that, you're going to be together. So it's showing you whatever is going on that you're going to be together. So a win-win outcome. When we ask, we believe, we receive. So that's the message the angels want to give to you around that question. I hope that helps, okay? Thank you all for jumping on. Oh, we've got Maria saying I'm skipping work to listen. It means so much. You are all rebels. You're amazing. So what I'm going to do, so I know where I am, because I do tend to go in my own world and my own energy when I'm doing this, when I'm channeling. I'm up here, So I just want to cross them off so I know what I'm doing. Now, Nina's got 4 questions here, so I am going to answer them. So Nina's saying as well, what can the Divine Feminine do to resolve and face the fears about being good enough for the Divine Masculine in terms of physical intimacy? The question is, will I be enough for him or her when it comes to physical intimacy? And how do you know it is your fear, theirs, or a mirrored one? So that's a great question. So first of all, how we feel good enough it's all about self-love. When we love ourselves, we feel confident in ourselves. So get to know yourself, because when you get to know yourself, you feel good about yourself. And the way, you may have kind of insecurities about your body, about maybe an age gap, about some difference that may be between you. So fall in love with yourself. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, how tall you are, how short you are perfect exactly as you are for your twin. So it doesn't matter if there's a big age gap. There's 19 years between me and George. You'd never know. He thinks I'm beautiful. I think he's, I was going to say beautiful, but he doesn't like me using that word. I think he's gorgeous. This morning, for example, I always wake up first because, I don't know if it's because I'm the older one, but I always wake up first and I always get up first as well. But this morning I just kind of lay awake for a little while and just watched him sleep, and he's just so cute. He doesn't like me calling him that either, because he says, oh, that's not a masculine term, but he's just so cute, and everything about him. It doesn't matter whether he's younger one. I don't mean he's cute in that way. Just to me, he's just, I could just eat him sometimes. So he's just gorgeous, and, he just loves everything about me. So it doesn't matter that there's 19 years. Now, before George, I had insecurities about an age gap. So the angels gave me a catalyst who was, I think it was 23 years between me and him. And I had to deal with a lot of insecurity then, especially because in the past, I'd always kind of used sex as a weapon. And I couldn't do that with him because he was very naive and young, So we learn and grow through the things we go through. So your twin is perfect for you, and you are perfect for your twin. So that's the first way of beating that fear and knowing that, okay? And you know that deep down, you know that. You know you're perfect for that. It doesn't matter who's around them. It doesn't matter if, they're a celebrity and they've got 25,000 fans. It's you. It's you. Nobody compares to you. So get to know yourself. Look in the mirror. Strip off if you need to. And look at your beautiful body. Look at your beautiful energy. Look at the light radiating out of your eyes. Fall in love with yourself. And they're giving me fear coming up. So I know there's fear around. Some of you, it could be to do with an age gap. Okay, fear is burpee energy. Maybe you're looking in the mirror and some fear comes up. Do not worry, you are perfect. Even if you've got differences or you're different than other people, you are perfect as you are. So that's the thing to know, that you are perfect just as you are. And think about what you want to change or you want to be different. Ask yourself why you want that, okay, or why you feel you're dealing that. Like, with example for me, when my dad died, in 2000, it's a long time ago now, but I didn't deal with it very well. So I was drinking a lot of alcohol and I was overeating. That's how I dealt with it. I put on a lot of weight. I was like, I don't know how big I was, but I was in the UK sizes. Now I'm like a size 10, okay? But I went up to like a size 16 to 18. So you can imagine how much weight I put on. And it was because I was eating to protect myself, because I didn't know how to handle it. So I was overeating. But when I dealt with the problem, I thought, okay, I know why I'm doing it then. I started handling the grief better. I lost the weight very quickly. In like a month. So when we understand why we are doing the things we do, or realise why we are feeling that way about ourselves, it can be the same with your masculine. Say if your masculine's doing something, that's why I created this distraction deck, because, if they're overeating, they're trying to fill a void. When my mum died, I did a bit too much shopping, okay? because I was trying to fill that void. And then I realised, and what I was doing was I was shopping from the place that she used to shop from. Okay, Joe Brown's clothes. You guys know I wear their clothes. And this is a Joe Brown's top, that I bought when my mum died. Because it's how I was dealing with it. I was trying to get things that reminded me of her. And I didn't need to do that because she's in here. So when we understand why we are doing the things to ourselves we were doing, or, there's other things going on, then it makes more sense. So the message here is, start loving yourself, be proud of yourself, give to yourself, and, do things for yourself, like take yourself out on a date. Before union, when I starting to love myself, and I had to go through a bad catalyst connection where I had no self-worth at all, for 6 years with a married catalyst, to start really loving myself. I started doing things with myself, taking myself out on dates, going to nice places, doing things that I wish I could do with other people, with myself, because we are our own best friends. So we have to be good to ourselves too. So that's the way that we accept ourselves physically. And then we are able to be intimate with our twin without fear, because we are one. So it says, when it comes to physical intimacy, and how do you know it is your fear, theirs, or a mirrored one? Well, if you feel good about yourself, okay, then it's coming from your masculine. Because a lot of the masculines also have fears about their own body and their own self and even their own performance, especially if they were the karmic partner and if they've been with that person for a long, long time, because, usually they lose all their confidence in that connection because, they've just been in it for so long and it's very, comfortable and easy, not nice, it's like because they've just been there. So it's like a comfort zone. With you, it's all different. So they start worrying about how you're going to see them. Are you going to like the way they look, the way the body hangs, maybe a roll of fat on them, all these things. So they have to really face that too. So it's all about self-love. So self-love is the key. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for this one. Straight out. Oh, angels, you're amazing. Look at this. You are good enough. So the angels are reminding you to use affirmations like you are good enough, okay? I am valuable. I am enough. Because you are enough for your twin. You don't need to do anything different or try to be anyone you aren't. You are enough. So use the affirmation, I am valuable. And if you feel like they don't respect you, use the affirmation, I am respected. People respect me. I love myself. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am blessed. All these things. So you are good enough. So that's what we also learn as a twin flame, that we are good enough, okay? And then Nina says, ever since I meet my DM, okay, so this is obviously her situation, but it's for everyone because it's also a general energy. So ever since I meet my DM, people outside the journey keep telling me that all relationships are the same. No matter who I will end up with, it will all be the same. Usually people say, that person isn't good enough, or move on, or find someone else, So this is a different connection or a different energy that's coming through. So it's interesting. A different question. I will end up, will it all be the same? Then making it sound like you will live the same, eat, sleep, repeat life with him too. Like the rest of us, your love is nothing special. Because of this channel, I know that it is. Well, take this channel away from it, okay? You know it's different because of the way you feel, okay? So a lot of people who talk to us outside the connection, like even readers who don't really get the twin flame journey, or, our family, our friends, colleagues, they are people that don't really understand the journey because they aren't in the journeys, but they are viewing relationships or even your situation through their own perspective and their own experiences. So that may be their experience of a relationship. It's all the same in the end. You get up, you eat, you sleep, you go to bed. I've been in union for 3 years now, and every day is a miracle to me. It is no eat, sleep, repeat relationship, okay? It isn't fireworks all the time because we both have lives, we're both doing things. Like I'm doing the channel, we have a life to live. So it's just nice. It's just, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced before with George. It's just beautiful. Every day I feel blessed, grateful. It's equal. It's loving. It's fun. We have fun. We have happiness. We also have times where I have my days to myself and he has his days to himself, and it's natural, it's trusting, it's just everything you want a relationship to be. So there is no eat, sleep, repeat. That's what it's like in a karmic situation sometimes because it feels miserable. Being in union does not feel miserable. It's exciting every day to be in twin flame union. It's lovely. We have so much fun. And we have moments, don't get me wrong, where, I'll go into my controlling energy, which is what we have to release as a divine feminine, and I have a tantrum, but 5 minutes after, we're just loving each other again. We just laugh, because we don't have big arguments, because we just don't. And, I've never been in a relationship like that. I've had relationships before where I fell out with them for like 2 weeks, It's not like that with George, and it's not like that in union. And that's why we release everything that we need to release pre-union. That's why it takes so long. For me, I'm 46 now, and I realised I was a twin flame, I would think around 23. That was when kind of my big awakening happened. But I was still doing alcohol and all the crazy things I was doing. And then I had my big spiritual awakening around 30. And that's when I started doing spiritual work. So I was working with twin flames. I was doing face-to-face readings. So I had a job, but I was doing face-to-face readings on the side and tarot and all these things. And I was going to seminars. I saw Doreen Virtue. I did all these, I say crazy things, but all these things connecting with who I am. And then the universe gave me my first catalyst. So that was when everything started moving forward for me. So we learn and we grow through all the things we go through. So, we heal. And I was such a jealous person. Even a year before me and George came together, I was the most jealous person you could ever meet. But you release all these things. So that's why it takes time. And I know it's annoying and frustrating because you have so much love to give and you want to be with your twin now, but you'll thank yourself and you'll thank the journey when you are in union for the time it's taken, because you'll be a better person and you're a good person now. But you won't have all those triggers and all those things that you were dealing with maybe even now, they just don't exist. And in union, trust issues, jealousy, all these things, it doesn't exist. And that's why when people comment and say we're in union, but I doubt the connection, or that's not permanent union. Okay? Permanent union is where those things don't exist. There is no doubt in my mind. When George goes away, because his family live, remember my family, most of them have passed away now, so there's really only me. And, George has a big family. He's a twin as well. He's a twin. And he's got a big family. He's got lots of nephews and nieces. So every now and again, he'll go back to where his mum is and he'll have a week there. And I have no doubt, no trust issues. Sometimes we don't even talk. We'll send one message in the morning, or he'll message me. I don't worry about it at all. I just enjoy the time I've got being by myself and having more time for the channel and doing all these things. So we learn everything we need to learn to be in union. I hope that helps, okay? So those people who are telling you, that's how it is, that's their perception. Maybe that's their perception of what they've grown up in, what society is doing. Maybe they're watching too much EastEnders, or I don't know, So remember, people can only guide from their own perspective. And that's why really I'm glad that I'm a twin flame in union, because I can help you see the journey from a very different point of view than maybe someone who isn't in union. And I've been in both, So the angels have kind of propelled me and George into union so we can help. So there's nothing wrong with watching people who aren't in union. You've got the gorgeous Sandra Cole, World Illuminator. I've seen her popping up somewhere. She's the most amazing, inspiring divine feminine, okay? You've got aligning with my soul, Zoe, the most amazing divine feminine. You've got Goody. You've got I'm trying to think now and I'm channeling, so it's not working, You've got Cheryl from Sensual Healing. All these amazing divine feminines who aren't yet in union, but they know everything about what they're doing now, just like I did. I wasn't in union when I started this channel. Okay, so you get different nuggets of information from different people. But the point I'm making is, if someone is dissing the masculine, if there's someone saying to you, oh, the masculines are narcissists and nasty, and it's not sitting well with you, why do you think it's not sitting well with you? Because they are part of you. So really, that person is saying there's something wrong with you. Well, there isn't. Okay, there's Sandra, World Illuminator. Go and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you are. So this is the thing, it doesn't matter if someone's in union or not in union. If you're receiving guidance and it sits right with you, it's coming from a higher place. And it's something you need to hear. If it's not resonating with you and it's giving you a weird feeling and it's making you angry and sad and depressed and, then switch it off. Don't read the blog or whatever or watch the video. You know your truth. So the real message is you know your truth. You know who you are and what you want, okay? So I hope that sheds some light on that. So I'm going to pull a card for that, okay? About other people. People trying to nosy in your business who don't know anything about it. Remember, it doesn't matter what people think. It matters what you think. It's none of your business what people think of you. Like for me, for example, I'm always neutral about things. People can love you 1 minute and hate you the next, depending on their perspective. Don't take things personal, okay? Your dreams need a practical plan. So maybe what other people see is that it's okay to dream. Maybe they think you're a dreamer. It's all hearts and roses in Liz land, Or they may say that to you, because they may be operating in a very negative vibration. So they may see you as a dreamer. And yes, your dreams need a practical plan, but you know your truth about how this journey works and why it takes time. So remember, they are just seeing it from a different point of view than you. I hope that helps, okay? Okay, next question. Thank you all for watching. Sending you so much love. I've just seen Sandra there as well. So we've got Naina, the beautiful Naina. I know she's here somewhere. I've just seen her. So, hey guys, sending you lots of love. Naina says, even though Divine Feminine focuses on service and the self, there comes a point where you want romance and companionship, especially when separation is long with no communication. And that's true, of course we do. So what can we do as a Divine Feminine? It says, yes, there's self-love, but you want to share your experiences with your DM, if not someone else. How does the Divine Feminine deal with this, and what can the Divine Feminine do? There she is, beautiful Naina. So I know it's hard, and I know that you've been on this journey for a long time. And I know many of us are on this journey for a long time. And, it's easy for me to say, work on self-love, do these things when I've got George. But there was years and years and years where I didn't have George. So the way I dealt with it was by doing things for me. And that's really all we can do, because we can try and move on and date and do these things, but it doesn't work. Because they're not that person. For example, I tried to go on a few dates, and honestly, nice guys, and one guy wanted to do so much for me, and I love Depeche Mode, and this wasn't that long ago before uni. I probably, 2018 maybe, I can't remember when it was, but it was when Depeche Mode were touring. And he wanted to take me to see Depeche Mode and pay for me to have my own hotel room and all these things. But there was just no spark there. Nice guy, but, nothing special. So, and I knew, because he dropped me off at home, we went out on a date and had a nice time, and he went for kiss me, and I couldn't do it. So, we have to remember that it's worth the wait, and it really is. God knows, the Creator knows what is best for you, and it really is like you've been saved for something wonderful. For years I used to think, I'm meant to be single for the rest of my life. I really did believe that. There's some fear coming up here. I really did believe that. I thought, maybe it's just my mission to be single and to learn independence. And, because obviously I've not had any kids either, and that was never part of my life plan. I never wanted children, and I just knew it wasn't for me, So I thought, oh, maybe my journey, I've come here to learn to be independent and to realise I'm okay. And obviously I knew my mum was going to pass, and, eventually I knew that, I'd be kind of left alone in a way. So I thought that was part of my journey, and I thought, oh, I'm going to help other people come into that loving relationship. But it's like God was saying, why don't you trust me? Why don't you trust that I'm saving you for something magical? And when I eventually did believe that and give it to heaven and surrender and everything, then obviously it came. But now I think, wow, now I know why it didn't work out with anyone else and why I had to have all those years on my own to realise that I am strong and powerful, And Nana's saying, I trust that, Liz. I sometimes feel that way. Of course, we're human as well. We're spiritual beings, but also human. And we have needs, physical needs, emotional needs. We want to spend time with someone. And it can be very lonely as a divine feminine. It can be very lonely. And, I had friends, but they didn't really get me. They didn't really understand me because I was a bit of a lone wolf, So this is about you realising that you really are being saved for something wonderful. And it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s or you're in your 70s. God knows. I keep saying God, you may think higher power, whoever, but the Creator knows who's for you. And you know who's for you too. So it really is just worth the wait. And I don't mean you have to wait around. We move out of that energy and we start giving to ourselves all the things that we want or crave from another. And I know you're doing that, Nana, and it's hard to, try and, you know what I'm saying. But it really is worth just loving life, because the more you love life, the more life will love you, the more blessings you'll have. So, it's up to you. The universe will give you what you desire. So if you desire the opportunity to date someone, or if you are thinking about those things, the universe will offer someone to you. Now, the universe will know that person probably isn't right for you, but an offer will come so you can prove to yourself what's real and what's right. That's why these lessons come in. And we might think, oh, we made a mistake dating that person or trying to date that person, but it taught you a lesson. It showed you your truth. So, and that's why the masculines do that too, because remember, this is the truth. The feminines are very spiritual. The masculines are more physical. So feminines learn more lessons and gain more understanding of this journey through spiritual things like readings and doing cards and doing, your own healing work and all these things. The masculines aren't as spiritual. So the masculines learn through their physical situations, their job, their karmic partners. That's how they learn. So remember, it really is kind of like yin and yang. And that's why it's lessons, because the feminine doesn't understand the masculine and the masculine doesn't understand the feminine. So we learn to understand that it needs to be more. We need to look past the physical and see more from the spiritual point of view. Because it's like John Gray said in his book, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And even though masculines can be a man and a woman and feminines can be a man and a woman, it's the energy, okay? So Martians don't really understand Venetians and Venetians don't really understand Martians until we start learning the universal language of love and we start realising it from a deeper point of view. And that's why I'm here. So I'm hoping I'm helping with that. And a lot of these questions are already in videos that are covered in the playlist. And I've watched some of those videos lately. Someone watched one of my videos from 3 years ago and I cringe when I watch it. The content's fantastic. But me, how I used to be because I hadn't quite controlled how to channel my energy, because remember, it's all brand new to when we learn and grow. So, now I still move my hands because my hands are part of our channel. But back then it was like, because I hadn't really learned how to channel the energy as not right, because I was always channeling the energy, but now I'm a lot more confident in the gifts I have. Does that make sense? So we have to learn and grow. So I would love to go back and create all that content again now, but all the messages still stand. So if you're struggling with something, have a look around the playlist and try and get past me throwing my hands around and all that, because the content is the same. It's right. It's what you need to hear. Okay. So we have to learn and grow. And that's what we do as divine feminines. So I hope that helps, Naina. Okay. Because yes, we work on service and all these things, but also self-love. And, self-love really is the big one. Giving to yourself, doing things for you. What I did was I went on a lot of spiritual things, before obviously COVID and stuff. I went to angel therapy seminars, and, I saw Carl Gray, I think it was 3 times, and I did my angel therapy certificate with Charles Virtue. I saw Doreen Virtue in London and Zurich. I did things by myself. I went on holidays by myself. I just did things, that was interesting and exciting, because I thought, well, maybe I won't be able to do that when I'm in union, or, when I'm with the right person. So I started just loving life, and it was hard. It was hard because I had all this love to give, but it really does work. Okay, I hope that helps, okay? So, and it's not a cop-out saying self-love, because I know you're working on that, but I hope it helps. So let's do a card. Okay, so what do we need to know? Look at this. It's time to release negativity. So the angels are saying, remember, whenever we are feeling sorry for ourselves, or, in that kind of poor me, and I was in that, poor me, what about me? I'm going to be single forever. We have to just release negativity. And remember to practice to work on having faith and trusting the journey and loving life and all of those things. So we learn to observe our thoughts. So whenever we go into a negative thought, we can harness that and change it to a positive thought. And that's why it takes practice. We don't start off on this journey as positive beings. We have to learn that. I hope that helps, okay? So next question we're doing. Thank you as well to everyone who's here, sending you so much love. We've got Tammy. How do we get out of our own way to open up our gifts more? People that are open say it all the time, but they don't explain how. Because really, I suppose it's something that we learn as we go. People say to me, how did you get into the angels then? How did you start working with angels? Well, I can't really explain it. It's just something that happens. And this is, you'll know, because it'll just kind of happen to you. Because with me, I was just kind of always interested in spiritual stuff. And then the universe creates the way. Someone gave me a deck of angel cards, and I didn't know anything about them. And then within 3 months, I was seeing Doreen Virtue in Zurich. So this is how things happen. Okay, things are just given to you. The opportunities come. So how we get out of our own way is to stop trying so much, to open up to our gifts more. Sometimes we can over try, or think we're doing something wrong, or think we should be doing more, when we are learning everything we need in that moment. It's like when people say, what's my mission? Okay, what I know I've got a mission. What is my mission? And the angels say, just think about what you're doing right now, what you're learning right now, because all of that is actually your mission. As a divine feminine, we're on mission right now. You're on mission right now, learning everything you need to learn to be in union. And then everything else comes along the way. So you may open a YouTube channel like Sandra did, like Zoe did, like Cheryl did, because they felt that pull. Or maybe you're doing healings or meditations or writing or doing music or whatever you're being guided to do. You know what your unique skills are and what you are passionate about. So that, my wig's in my face. Like wigs is my passion right now, and they give me fear. So, anything that releases fear and negativity and boosts your vibration is part of your mission. So, things you love to do. So the message is, the way we get out of our own way is just to love what we do and just allow things to flow and understand that we are learning and growing every day. We don't have all the answers. We learn and grow. Everyone is evolving constantly. That's why we're here. And as Abraham Hicks says, we never get it done. It's like you can achieve something you've been manifesting. And you might think, well, that's all I want. That's all I want and I'll be happy. But once you achieve that, you want more. There's other things you want. So there's always more to do. And we're always transforming and growing. I'm constantly growing on this journey, constantly transforming on this journey and learning. And, we don't all have the answers. We learn, we grow. There's always mentors, there's always people we can be inspired by. So to step out of your own way, don't over-try. Just enjoy the moment you're in, breathe, and operate more in the present moment to allow things to flow. So I hope that helps. So again, I know it's not completely answered the question, because you're saying people say it all the time, but they don't explain it. It's hard to explain it sometimes. We just have to flow. And look at this, confidence is your key to success. So the angels are saying, just be confident about what you're doing. Be confident. The first time I used a deck of tarot cards many, many moons ago, I didn't understand it, but I knew that I didn't want to use a guidebook because I just felt that I had a gift with cards. So I got my deck of cards. It was the Gilded Tarot. I don't know if I've got it here. It's in the cupboard over there. I got my Gilded Tarot and I put it under my pillow and I went to sleep with it. And then I started just shuffling and playing with it, and I just felt the energy of the cards. So you just know, you know when something's right for you. You may be into crystals and you pick up a crystal and you just feel an energy from it and you're like, whoa, this is doing something for me. Or you go in the garden and you feel the energy of the soil and, you can create something magical in the garden. It's whatever you're guided to. So, and the angels are saying that as well, be more in nature. When we're connecting more with nature, the energy of nature, we feel better. The last few weeks I've had sunflowers in the house. And the way it happened was by chance, because I don't really have flowers in the house. Occasionally I put daffodils in the house or something. So we went out to the shops and we went quite late. And they were giving away these gorgeous sunflowers because they were apparently out of date. Well, those sunflowers lasted a week. When I got them, there's nothing up with them. And I put them up in the house and they felt amazing to me. I just got this gorgeous energy from them. And even George said, we need more sunflowers because we're manifesting things and it's bringing magic in. And I was like, yeah. So now every time we go shopping, we get some sunflowers. So you're bringing that inside. You're harnessing that. Like George is very into, like things with, he does like remedies for his body. Like he'll put turmeric on and he'll make these concoctions and put them all over him. And, he's guided in that way. He's very passionate about those things. Like I'm good with pendulums, Desiree says, yes. Anything that you are kind of, enjoying doing or passionate about is part of your purpose and it's part of your mission. So you allow your gifts to shine and you just get guided. It's like with me. I'm not meaning to talk about me, but I know that Erin said, talk about my personal journey and stuff as well. It's like with me, the wig thing. You might think it's something daft and silly, but to me, I'm passionate about it. It's part of my purpose. That's why I've started another channel called Wigs with Liz, because there I can express. And Sandra said to me as well, she said, watch one of your wig videos. And I was just blown away by how professional it all was when you've only just started doing wigs. And that's because I know I'm meant to be doing that too. Because it's part of my mission to help others who may be on a wig journey like me, going through the perimenopause, wanting to grow their natural hair out and not put chemicals on and all these things. So we know where we're guided. And you know where you are being guided and what you're passionate about. It could be the fact that, you like talking about the environment or, the universe or Atlantis or whatever it is. So the way we step out of our own way is just by being more confident about who we are and that everything is flowing in the right direction. And also, if you want to connect more with what your angels, talk to Archangel Raziel, because he's the psychic angel and he's going to tap you in, okay? I hope that helps. So we're a page in and I've done nearly an hour. So I'm probably going to be on here for about 3 hours, guys. Bit hot as well. So, and I've got a voice back. I've had no voice all day. So thank you so much to everyone who's been sending me healing energy. So we've got Faux Fauna. So Faux's question is, it's a personal question, but it's related to the journey. That's why I'm doing it, because I'm not doing personal questions. I'm doing answers about everything. So Faux Fauna says, Is my twin angry with me, and will he forgive me for taking space when he was being too forceful? I'm not in communication with him right now. My choice. I have not logged on to the social media where we usually talk. I'm learning to value myself, but it feels like as I'm doing so, he is getting farther and farther away from me. Well, what it is, when we learn to value ourselves and we work on ourselves, the masculines don't get further away, they move further towards us. It's just that we're operating in such a powerful vibration because we're in the energy of surrender. We're not stressed out or worried about the things that used to stress us out or worry us. So we're operating in a high vibration. So to answer the question, do the divine masculines forgive? Do they get angry? No. The masculines don't get angry with you, divine feminine. If he's shoved things around, told you how angry he is at you, he isn't angry at you. He's angry at himself. The masculines are angry at themselves, okay? Because sorry, I've just seen Leanne there. I'm not answering questions in the chat, honey, okay? Because I've got all my questions here. So I give plenty of opportunity to get the questions in. So thank you for your question, but I'm answering these, okay? So maybe another time. I'm going to definitely do this again, okay? Maybe in a month's time. So the masculines are angry at themselves because everything that they're projecting out is a reflection of what's going on within. So the masculines are angry at themselves because they love you, but something may be in the way. Karmic partner, for example, their own insecurity, their own fears. So this is why the angels say never take it personally, okay? But the reason why you are feeling like he's getting further away is because you're working on your vibration. So you're operating on a much higher vibration than your twin. So it's like this, again, Abraham Hicks talks about this, and this is why I'm trying to explain it from, that kind of perspective. So you've got discs. You've got a high-flying disc, which you're on when you're in your light and your power, and you've got a lower vibrational disc. So look at the differences in the energies. Okay, so when you're on this vibrational frequency, you have access to everything on your level and everything below you. But when you're operating on this frequency, you have access to everything on your own level or below you. You have to change your vibration to rise up to match this energy. So the reason why you can't feel your twin is because you're on much higher vibration. So your twin will not serve you in that moment because you're operating on this, in this power. So if your masculine rises up to meet your level, he's going to be with you in that way. He's going to be more open and loving. So this is why we shouldn't dim our light to fit in with our twin when they are operating in negativity and fear. And we've all been there. I know I have. Been around, my previous catalyst when he was in such a negative energy. And I was trying to do everything to make him feel better. Everything. And nothing was working because he wasn't ready to be on a higher vibration. And that's why sometimes we can tell our twin about the journey and, show them about twin flames and all these things. And it feels like you're banging your head against a brick wall because they aren't ready to accept it. They have to learn their own way. So all we have to do as a divine feminine is shine bright. And then the masculines are naturally drawn to that light. So I hope that answers the question. But the masculines always forgive. They're very forgiving beings. It's the feminines who struggle sometimes with forgiveness. So what's the card around that question? We've got, look at the bigger picture. Wow. So look at the bigger picture. And that's clearly what you are doing because, you're working on yourself. So try and see it from a higher point of view. I hope that helps, okay? So next question. Thank you again to everyone who's tuning in. Yeah, someone's put we should set the questions on the community post. Yeah, see what I did, I did a community post. It's over a week ago now. And I've told you when I was going to go live. And I said, if you got any questions, ask me there. So today what I did was, because I didn't want to be doing it like a Q&A, So I went onto that community post and I printed out, I copied and pasted, it took me ages, all of the questions, and I've got them here. Because it's just easier than trying to read the chat and do it that way, So I will definitely do this again. And now you know the way it's going to work, it's going to be easier to do. So our next soul sister is Joy, and she says, what do you believe is the outcome when the angels are making the way for union, but the DM is not listening to them and does free will instead? Well, we all have free will, but it's not that the masculines aren't listening. They're not ready, okay? Because the whole point of twin flames being together in this lifetime, and where you're both aware of each other, is to make you wait to be with each other. Especially in this day and age, where we are right now is a very powerful time. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that later because one of the questions is connected with that, the energy of 2020 to 2024. But, that's your mission, to prove that love conquers all, to find each other in this lifetime. Otherwise, you wouldn't be aware of each other. Okay, because otherwise, what's the point? Yes, you learn all your lessons, but you also have a mission together too. So it isn't that the masculines aren't listening or they're choosing free will over the journey. It's the fact that they're not, at that moment, they're not ready to accept the guidance or to accept what the feminine is saying. And that's why they say, I know you're right, but I have to come to my own conclusions. They have to think they've done the work, you see. They have to know that they've done it themselves because it's their journey. And sometimes the divine feminine, we think the masculines have got it so easy, but they haven't. Okay, the way we think our journey is hard because it's our journey. We may look at another divine feminine and think, oh, she's got it easy, or someone else think they've got it easy. But to that particular person, their journey is not easy because it's their journey. So we have to remember that, to not judge anything or anyone, including our twin. So when we stop judging them, we start understanding them. And that's the point. So let's do a card. I watched a video from 3 years ago. Oh my goodness me. Must have thrown my hands all over the place. I cringe now when I'm watching them. I love what I'm saying, but the way I'm saying it, I'm just like, and I also talk in such a Stoke accent as well, because my accent is, I'm from where Robbie Williams, the singer, is originally from Stoke-on-Trent, and my voice is so, I actually watched a video. It's quite funny because I'm going to Alton Towers tomorrow, and I want to go on Wicker Man, okay, which is my big fear, and I watched a video of a guy facing his roller coaster fears, and I shared it for members, and Alton Towers is up the road from where I live. I'm quite lucky like that. I've been loads of times because it's up the road. It's like 30-minute drive away. And most of the people who work at Alton Towers are from Stoke. And I was watching that video, and the operators on the rides who were talking and showing this guy around had got the most powerful Stoke accents. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I sounded like that, So I just wanted to share that. So yeah, look at this. So what do you believe is the outcome when the angels are making the way for union, but the DM is not listening to them and does free will instead? Nothing is yet set in stone. Aren't the angels amazing how they answer these questions like that? Nothing is set in stone. So remember, you might think, well, he's definitely not going to change. He's staying with his karmic partner. He's not listening. The angel's saying, look, nothing is set in stone. Trust the journey and believe and have faith, okay? Very powerful. Naina, I've been following you, Liz, when you're in separation. Absolutely. You were with me when I fully believed that my catalyst was my twin, I think. And then obviously, George, it's amazing how it all happens. It really is. If you've been through a catalyst, you'll totally understand. So the next question is our beautiful soul sister, Blue Kazoo. So she says, how do you keep believing what you hear, the downloads and the messages that you are getting, the signs, etc., for so long and not yet seen it in the 3D? It creates an expectation that is hard to ignore. Well, first of all, you've answered your own question. It's having an expectation that causes the problem. So, and I know I sometimes use words like expect union or expect this, but when we expect things, we expect it to happen a certain way or at a certain time. And when those things don't happen, we get disappointed. So we may think, well, we're receiving all these signs and downloads and we believe it's all coming because of that, but we're expecting it maybe to happen at a certain time or in a certain way. So we get disappointed. So this is again that energy where be flexible about the journey, be adaptable to things on this journey. Let the universe do what the universe needs to do. Because when we expect it, we're always going to get disappointed. Instead, maybe anticipate it. Because anticipation is kind of, even though it's the same energy in a way, it's a different word, but it feels different. Because then we get excited. It's like the excitement, because we know it's coming, but we don't expect it a certain way. So that's really all we can do, because we just have to release it to God and give it to heaven. And that's why sometimes we can use the words, I give this to you, or this or something better, please. And usually the something better will be a passion, a hobby, something to do with service, something we can focus on that releases everything. If I say, this, my twin flame or something better, please, we may think, oh, does that mean somebody else? Well, there's no one better than your twin flame, but there can be something better in the moment, which could be a hobby, or something you love to do that takes your mind off the when and all the expectation. And then you start loving life again and giving back to life, or giving back to yourself and all of this. So, that's what we do. We need to release expectation and let that go, okay? Thank you for the donation, honey. This isn't a Q&A, though. Sending you so much love, okay? This is about the journey. So you'll receive guidance, okay, in this. So Brad very clearly stated that's the type of Q&A this is. It's not a Q&A personal. It's answering questions, okay? But I will be doing another one of them soon. Thank you, Karina, as well, okay? So what's the message about this then, okay? How do you keep believing? What do they want you to know? So the message is to know that a win-win outcome is forecast. So that's how we know. It doesn't matter how long it's taking, but it is going to happen. So it may not happen the way you think it will happen, or in the time you expect it to happen, but it will happen. So the answer is a win-win outcome. And we've got adjustments are required. So the adjustments are our own perception. That yes, adjustments are required, which means things need to happen to get to union, but the adjustments are required so we can change the way we see things, and our perception changes everything. I hope that helps, okay? Okay, let me cross that one off. Thank you so much to everyone who's jumping in. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Francesca, but I'm not doing a personal Q&A. She's put hearts in the chat, so sending so much love to you. So the next question then is GR, our soul sister GR. What do the angels want us to know when a man, not DM, or a person, not your DM, comes into our life wanting marriage, family, and then out of nowhere the connection ends? So first of all, someone comes into your life and offers you everything that you may want with your twin, and then the connection ends. What is that? That's a preview of what's to come. So what are the lessons, or what do the angels want us to know about these particular types of situations? That you are manifesting that type of love, that you deserve that type of love. But obviously that connection isn't going to go anywhere because you're not meant to be with that person. It's giving you a preview of what's to come. Sometimes when a man or a woman comes into your life and gives you attention, tells you how beautiful you are and all these things, it's to give you that boost of confidence you need to believe in yourself and to love yourself and to know that you are attractive. Because on this journey, sometimes we do get knocked down and we feel like we don't matter to our twin and that we aren't attractive to them. And it gives us, that feeling of we need to, we get the self-worth issues we go through. We go into pain and we sabotage our union by our own kind of depression and negative thoughts. So the angels are saying, this is what that shows to you, that you are worthy of that you are manifesting that those things are possible for you. So what do the angels want you to know about that? We've got a fiery climax approaches. So the angels saying it's all full steam ahead. This is like the 8 of Wands in the tarot. So when you have all of that happen to you, the angels are showing you it's full steam ahead. There are fiery climax approaches, that things are moving forward. I hope that helps, okay? So some answers are going to be long, some answers are going to be shorter. So We've got the next question is old soul millennial. Does he see me as a wife? Now, I've answered this question. That's a personal question, but it's for everyone. What I want to say with that is all of the masculines visualize commitment with the feminine. All of the masculines, even if they are ghosting you, blocking you, acting like they don't care, they all visualize the future with you. They all think about what life would be like with you, but what it would be like to be married to you, have kids with you, have a family with you, go on holiday with you, live with you. They all think those things. So does he see me as a wife? Yes, because they always visualize that kind of life because they know that their life would work much better with you in it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for that. Does he see you as a wife, or do the masculines see you as, a future partner? Look at this, a new romantic cycle begins. Amazing question, amazing answer from the angels there. So they see, a new romantic cycle with you, which is a wife, marriage, commitment, all these things, okay? So that's what they see. And then we've got Angie says, what are the signs that the divine feminine will receive when they are about to reunite or come into union? Okay, so what are the signs that the feminine will see as they are about to reunite or come into union? Well, first of all, we feel it. Okay, we feel it. We feel it inside. We know. We just, because we're one. So we just feel it. And that's the most important thing. The next thing is we see signs. So we may see someone who looks like our twin, or we may see something like GR said, someone come into my life and offered me all these things and then disappeared. We are being shown what's to come. We're being given previews. But the signs are, there's so many of them. Signs like we see rings, marriages, people in love. We may see the nature signs like the stag and the bees and all the other things, hummingbirds, all these things. There's many, many signs. So each sign is collectively powerful, but it's also unique for you. So, sometimes you guys will send me things. You'll send me a video or you'll send me a picture and you'll say, share this with the collective. Look at this sign. But I know it's a sign for you. And I'll say, I'm not guided to share it. Some of you take it personally, some of you don't. But it's a sign for you, So, and signs are different. Always use your intuition, It's like sometimes Donna, our soul sister Donna, will ask me, what does this mean? But And that's why I say use your intuition. That's not me being, indifferent or saying, oh, I don't care about you. Of course I do. It's the angels saying you already know. You already know what that sign is showing you. So trust more in that. When I do personal readings, the way I do it is I have your email in front of me and I read through your email with you. So it's like we're having a chat like this, and then the angels give guidance and whatnot. And most of the time, you will answer your own questions within the email because you already know. So it really is a journey of learning to trust what you feel. So when you're about to come into your union or come back together after a long period of separation, you'll just know. The angels will show you, okay? So what do the angels want you to know about that? See how they're jumping out the deck? We've got, what do you need to release? So the angels are saying they'll also show you what you need to release. So someone from the past could pop back up. Maybe an ex or someone you need closure with could come back into your life. Something that you need to release too. Very interesting. So everything I said before, but the angels are saying don't forget. Sometimes you see things that you need to release. And that can also be things brought into your experience through your own core wounds and triggers. So something triggers you that, you have to heal to become ready for union. Isn't that interesting? Wow, love it. Okay, next question is by Queen of Hearts. If you have tried to manifest your DM twin to take action towards you, how do you know if you have manifested the right way when nothing happens? Well, remembering that, again, a win-win outcome is forecast and that everything is in divine timing. So if you're manifesting your twin and you're doing everything that you feel is right, you're doing everything right, you're doing the work, then nothing's happening. How do you know that nothing's happening? It's a limited belief. Okay, you're not really seeing the bigger picture there because you're not allowing yourself to because of the ego. Because the ego is saying, oh, nothing's happening. But behind the scenes, everything's happening. Everything is happening. In the silence, the magic happens. I always think of it like this. When you are going to the theatre, before that curtain goes up, how do you know what's going on behind the curtain? Behind the curtain, the crew, the people who get the set right could be running around behind there. Maybe one of the cast wigs fell off and they've got to put it back on. They're all getting ready for you. But when the curtain goes up at the right time, everything's perfect. So the message is, you sometimes can't see all of the pieces of the puzzle, but that doesn't mean the puzzle doesn't fit together. So we have to see it from a higher point of view. So if you're doing your work, if you're manifesting and doing all the things are right, and you're feeling good about it, it's just a matter of time. And just look out for the signs. Sometimes we're so enthralled in the ego, we don't see the signs. It reminds me of, when I worked at the place I used to work at before I did this full time. I worked in a sunbed shop / vape shop / computer repair shop. I was the assistant manager there for 10 years. And, it didn't start off, it started off as sunbeds and computers, DVDs, and then he went into vapes. And as soon as that happened, I knew I had to go because it just didn't serve me. But that's another story. But the point I'm making is, I was kind of put there by heaven too, because I was like the counsellor of Mia where I used to live. So people would just come in and tell me all the problems, have a sunbed, ask for spiritual guidance, whatever. So the angels shoved me in there to help, Everything happens for a reason. And I always remember it because it always stuck in my head. One of the ladies come in for a sunbed, lovely lady, gorgeous, stunning. Again, didn't think she was worthy of things, but she was gorgeous. Like, I saw the light within her as well. She needed to see that. And she came in and she said, Liz, I've had the worst day. I've been talking to the angels. They're not answering me. I've been asking a specific question. I just don't know what to do. And I said, okay, do me a favour, ask your question, go and have your sunbed and come back down. And sunbeds last, however many minutes, 9 minutes, so probably 3 songs. And she went on a sunbed and, during that sunbed, 3 songs come on the radio. And I was paying attention to everything as you do. And each song answered something that I know she would have been asking. And when she come down, I said, so, did you hear your songs? Did you get your message? And she was like, what are you talking about? So because she was too in her own mind, she didn't realise the universe and the angels were giving her messages. And when I explained, she was like, oh, light dawned. So sometimes we're too busy in our own mind to notice the signs and the synchronicities and the guidance that we're being shown from heaven. We're too busy on a phone thinking, overthinking. So the angels are reminding you to always notice what's going on, because as soon as you ask, it is given. So I hope that helps, okay? So it's about trusting. So let's do a card for you as well. What do you need to know? So we've got, look at this. So you're saying, okay, if you're manifesting, you're doing everything right, but you're not seeing any action, how do you trust what's going on? The angels are saying you're very close to achieving your goal, but don't let pride get in your way. Now, pride is about the ego. Don't let the ego come in and say, oh, nothing's happening here, because the answers you need are coming, which is exactly what I've just said about when that lady went on the sunbed. I hope that helps, okay? Loving this, isn't it interesting? So next question we've got is from our soul sister Danielle. And she says, how come that every time you're growing towards each other when you're in contact, the universe takes care of a time out? Every time it feels that you're nearly there, and then there is again a small no connect phase, Is that something that happens to everyone in the journey? Usually yes, because there's still lessons being learned. So usually, every journey is different, but most of you will have experienced back and forth energy where you come together and then you go your separate ways again, then you come back together, you go until you're ready for union. Because every time you come together, it's like you have an onion and you are peeling layers off the onion. So every time you come together, you grow together, you learn more about each other, you learn more about the journey. And each time it gets more intimate and intense, spiritually as well as physically. And what happens then is the masculines have to go away and process. Now, that's a masculine thing. Okay, it's a masculine thing. And the feminine, during that time, is learning to let go. So remember, on this journey as twin flames, the feminine learns to let go of control, and the masculine learns to take control and ask for what they want. So both twins are learning. So you might think, well, I'm ready. I'm ready, so why is he gone again? But in that gone again energy is teaching you to let go of control and trust him to take the lead and ask you for what he wants and ask the world for what he wants. So that's why. And they're giving me fear. And also, thank you, angels, you're releasing fears, you're releasing, you're healing core wounds. There's many things going on. So every time that happens, you are learning and growing. There is a reason for it. We're not being punished by the universe. Even though we feel that way at times, we are being protected. So it's also a period of protection. So what do the angels want to say about that? Again, look at this. Don't let pride get in your way. So whenever I read this card, I see this as the ego. So, ego gets in the way. Sometimes we have to go away to heal the ego and the fear. So that's what gets in the way. Whereas the masculines panic, but it's all as it's meant to be. Everything happens on this journey the way it's meant to for soul growth and learning. And a big part of healing that is understanding that and accepting it and having faith. I hope that helps, okay? And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's here. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up. And just to let you know as well, if you are tuning in for the giveaway, our sister A Soul's Journey won that as well. But I am going to be giving another deck of cards away for that. I've ordered another deck of them cards. So I'm going to be giving another one away soon, okay? So, I'm getting hot. I'm feeling the heat. I'm feeling the heat. So thank you again for bearing with me and for sending me healing energy. My voice is struggling a little bit, as you can tell. But this is the most voice I've had all day, which is amazing, which shows prayer works. And I am having hot flashes because of the menopause as well. And my filling fell out half an hour before this stream. So, I'm feeling it a bit today physically. But other than that, all's good in Lizland. So we're going to do another question then. So we're doing Candyland 1211. Is it Candyland? Yeah, I can just about see. It's going a bit dark now in here now. Let me put this light on, see if this is better. Is that a bit better? A bit more light on? So Candyland says, I've been on this journey for 3 years. So again, remember, this is a personal question, but it's for everyone, okay? So I've been on this journey for 3 years, and I've been detached for the past year for my sanity. So remember, we have to detach, we have to let go for our own sanity sometimes, because everything gets on top of us. And when we feel drained, it's a sign from heaven to give back to the self. So whenever another guy gets very interested, my twin texts out of the blue about something unrelated, and somehow the other guy just disappears. So again, this relates to what we were talking about earlier. When someone comes into the connection and then disappears and you don't know why. So it happened twice this past year and I'm not even looking. It's like my twin is a guard dog. Does this happen to other twins? Yes, because the masculine feels your energy shifting. The masculine wants you to know that they love you and they care. It doesn't matter what they message you about. It could be the most stupid thing, but he is showing you, that you are one. And he's saying, please don't give up on me. Okay, I'm still doing my work. I still love you. I still care. And he doesn't want you moving on. He doesn't want you with anybody else. And really, you don't want to be with anyone either. You want your twin. But we get to that point where, again, we think, I'll try dating others. Or maybe someone is saying, someone in your family is saying, there's plenty more fish in the sea. So we may try, but it doesn't work. So that's what your twin picks up on. So does this happen to other twins? Yes. Also, when he's unresponsive, I do ask for signs and I get clear signs and timelines. But as a couple of people have also asked, how do I or should I stay invested in the journey or let go? Well, we're always invested in the journey because we're invested in ourselves and we are one with our twin. But we can let go of the struggle. And I've done a video in the playlist about what to do when you're in separation or, if you feel like they don't care. Give back to yourself. Start working on you. Start loving life. We let go of the struggle. We realise that everything is going to be okay because all paths lead home. So, that's why he senses that you are letting go and he starts moving towards you. Why? Because that's the journey. When we as divine feminines release control, the masculines take control. And it's as easy as that. It just takes us a long time to understand it and put it into practice. Because it's all right knowing what the journey is, but understanding it is two different things. So what card is related to that? What card is related to that? Here we go. So we've got, again, a fiery climax approaches, hold your vision. So the message is, all you have to do is believe in love. Hold your vision, know what you want, and then everything will start moving forward. I hope that helps, okay? Blue Kazoo, I've done your question. Yes, it's there somewhere behind us. So next one, we've got Eyes to See, and I've seen Eyes to See in the chat. So let's start again. I've missed the C off. It's my fault when I copied and pasted the email, the message. It says, can a soulmate mimic a twin flame? Catalyst, okay? Catalyst. What that means is they provide you with lessons for your journey that move you towards your twin. So yes, they can mimic your twin. They can have qualities of your twin. They may even look like your twin because it's reminding you the journey is real. Does the label matter when it comes to your readings? No. Take the label away. When I'm doing readings, I do tend to use words like masculine, feminine, karmic partner, but it doesn't matter. What matters is you and them, and that's it. So take the labels away. Some people say to me, I say he, it's our channel. Most readers will channel one energy or the other. So if I say he this, he that, referring to the masculine, but your masculine is a woman, I'm referring to your journey. It's just easier than me keep saying him or her, he or she. It's just how we get in the flow of it. So labels don't matter. Is a twin flame a type of soulmate? Well, no, because twin flames, there's twin flames and then the soulmates. Twin flames, we have one. They are part of us, part of our soul. Soulmates are part of our soul family. So that's the soul who has come into this life for many, many reasons, but will also teach you many things and you'll teach them. And they will be part of your journey to move towards your true twin. So again, it's labels, but a twin flame is a twin flame. A soulmate is soulmate. Sorry, I know I'm confusing it because I know it's confusing. Okay, a soulmate is a soul teacher, and a soul teacher can take many names like soulmate, catalyst, false twin. You think of it, and that will be the label. So your twin flame is your twin. So they take the kind of energy where you may think a soulmate is someone who comes together for life, souls mate for life, or something like that. But a soulmate is someone who teaches you something. That's why they are a soulmate. They're a mate to you. What do mates do? They help. Think of friends. Mates are friends. Mates help. So the help for your soul. And your twin flame is fire for the soul. Does that make sense? So they've come into your life for a reason. But soul family, you could say we're all soulmates because we are helping each other. You see? Think about friends, like, if you think about, I'm trying to give you an example that may make sense. In Sex and the City, one of my favourite shows and films, Samantha is talking to the girls and she says, we're soulmates, because they are. They're friends who help each other and they're there for a certain amount of time. Now, some soulmates will be in your life for a day, a week, a year. Some will be with you throughout your life. But you are all soul family, which means you come from the same soul energy. So before you're born, for example, you will know each other and you'll decide what roles you're going to play. So, for example, my mum was a soulmate to me, and she was my mum and I was a daughter, but we both taught each other like student and teacher. Maybe in the next life, she'll decide to come as my daughter and I'll be her mother. Does that make sense? So everyone has a purpose in your life. Even the person who serves you in a supermarket, if they touch you in some way or you touch them, there's a reason. So I hope that helps, okay? It also says, or is it when twin flames get into union, they become soulmates? Well, no, because you're still twin flames, but you are in a loving relationship. This is confusing. this is like the stereotype of a soulmate. You watch a film, the soulmates, because they get married and live happily ever after. But from a spiritual point of view, a soulmate is someone who teaches your soul, helps your soul to grow. Twin flame is about spiritual love. So when you are in union, you are still twin flames, but you are in a relationship. Like me and George are twin flames, but we are in a relationship. We're not soulmates. Does that make sense? We're in the same soul family, but we are twin flames. I know it's dead complicated, especially when there's loads of people telling you one thing or another, but you have to listen to what you believe and feel and hear. So, are all twin flames destined for union? If twin flames are aware of each other in the physical lifetime, they will be destined for union. Okay, some things can get in the way, like mission and purpose. Example, twin flames who pass over. Okay, if you're together and then your twin dies, there's a reason. Okay, there's something you're both aware of before you're born. So, every one of you right now watching, you believe somewhere in you that you are a twin flame. That means you are destined for union, but you have to learn the lessons, and your masculine has to learn the lessons. And the quickest way to move towards union is to shine and be yourself and love life and trust that what's meant for you will be for you in this lifetime, because it will. So to answer the question, all those questions rolled into one. The message is, let's see. Okay, let's shuffle. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Oh, Sandra, thank you for being here, sending you so much love. First of all, we've got luck is on your side. So remember that in your connection, luck is on your side. We've got the end of a tough cycle approaches. So remember, moving into union, it's the end of a tough cycle. You've been through all the pain and struggle with all those people. And it's a time to give rather than take. So we learn how to give on this journey. We learn to be in service. That's what soulmates do for us too. I hope that helps, okay? So, interesting. Small question, but got there in the end, okay? Very complicated, question and answer there. Got to the bottom of it. So the next question is Madam Angel, and there she is. Madam Angel says, my twin, again, this is like a personal question that we can move into a general energy. So, my twin is still with his wife, but I can feel the tension between them. And that's because you are one. So you feel what he feels. And sometimes I hear their conversation in my head. And that's because you are a telepathic being. I know that is my twin opening up to me. So I can be better understand the situation. And I'm grateful for that. So you understand that karmic relationship, there's a purpose. That your twin is growing through that for you. Though when he is chatting to me, it seems like he is already over her, even though he is still married to her. Of course he is. He loves you. So why would he still love his wife? My question is, can our twin heal while he is still in a relationship with the karmic? Of course, that's what they do. That's what the karmic partner, soulmate, catalyst, etc. That's what they are there for. To bring in a lesson that creates healing. I've had a lot of visions and dreams about him for the past 3 years where he is coming to me and telling me how he feels about me. He's doing that in dreams, but they're not really dreams, they are visits. So he's coming to you and showing you the truth. And you're having all these kind of previews of what's to come. So he's showing you, and you know this on a soul level, that he is learning what he needs to learn in that karmic situation, but you're also learning too. The karmic partner teaches the divine feminine that the divine feminine is enough and worthy and a diamond and nobody compares. So that the catalyst has a huge, and that's what they are, catalysts. They have a huge impact on the feminine as well as on the masculine. So we have to remember that. And remember that karmic partner is a soulmate, a helper to both twins. And that also helps us to release any resentment or jealousy or envy towards that karmic partner. And I had to go through that. I went through that big time with both catalysts. And in the end, I ended up doing a meditation where I called in the karmic wife in a meditation, which was really like a visit because it was on a soul level. And I apologized and we accepted each other and hugged. It was really bizarre. I suppose it was bizarre, but it was really beautiful in a way. And then that moment, all of that pain went. And it happened with, the catalyst kids as well, because even though Obviously, I respected his kids and all that. There was still that pain there. The kids are in the way. You know how you do. So I had to also forgive myself for feeling that way towards innocent children, and then did the same thing. So we can also heal in so many ways. So let's do a card. So we've got the card, a new start is coming. So remember, the karmic partner is leading your masculine and you to a new start. So the masculines realise in a karmic relationship what they don't want. They know what they do want too, because they know they want you. So a new start is coming and nothing is yet set in stone. So remember, they may be in that karmic relationship, but they are, changing their life to be with you. So nothing is set in stone. I hope that helps, okay? Yeah, my voice is scratchy because I'm going through ascension. I did a community post earlier. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this live because, I'm dealing with all this throat chakra healing. And this is the most I've been able to talk all day. So I'm really grateful to all of you who've sent me healing energy. All I've managed to do today is record a wig video, because obviously I pre-recorded today's videos yesterday. So, with that gorgeous blonde wig on, which I love. And I'm wearing that tomorrow at Alton Towers. I'm excited. Okay, next one. So the next question is from our soul sister, Annie. So my question is, how do the DMs come to the realization they are in a twin flame journey and what the connection is? Also, what are the signs that we are coming into permanent union with our twin? So first of all, the way they come into the realization that they are a twin flame, first of all, that realization comes when they meet you, because that's when everything changes. I call that the firework effect when you come together. So it doesn't matter if it's in the 5D, if it's physical, if it's in person, online. They go through a big wake-up call when they meet you, because nothing can ever be the same again. And that you trigger their spiritual awakening. So they start realizing there's something going on. They may not know what it is, but they know there's something going on. And they start questioning their life then. That's why a lot of them go away. They block you, run, because they have to question their life, because they've been living a lie. They realise their life is a sham. It's not what they want it to be. And you help them to see that. So their realisation of the twin flame journey and what the connection is comes from their 3D reality and looking at it and thinking, this isn't what I want. It's a lot like when Neo knows there's something wrong with his life. He knows there's something not right, and it's because he's in the matrix. It's like he hasn't woke up to the truth. You wake him up to the truth. You're like his Trinity, and you introduce him in a way to Morpheus, who shows him the truth. And Morpheus is a bit like the angels guiding it. So that's how the masculines wake up, through their physical situation. And what are the signs that we are coming into permanent union with our twin? Again, I've just spoke about that. It's kind of the way we feel. We see the signs like the stag. We see previews of, relationships. And most importantly, thank you, angels, we don't feel triggered. We know we're coming into permanent union when we've worked through all the triggers and the fears and all the struggles, and things don't affect us the same way. We're in the energy of surrender most of the time, so we are all right with whatever's happening. We're okay one way or the other. If I'm with my twin, brilliant. If I'm alone, brilliant. You get into that energy where you're okay no matter what. So let's do a card. We've got, it's time to take action. So, this is the time. The signs show you that there's action coming. You feel it inside, but also the masculines come to the realization that it's time to take action. So that's what happens. I hope that helps, okay? We've got Sue says, very small question. Separation is so very painful. What is your best advice at this time? Well, first of all, I've done many, many videos, Sue, on how to deal with separation. In the playlist, go check them out. But separation is preparation. So the best advice is to understand that. The separation happens, for most twin flames, very rare, and it always happens for a reason. There's a reason for it. It's not just like, you've been punished or you've done something wrong. There's a reason. Because separation prepares you for union. It helps the feminine to let go of control, and it allows the masculine to move forward. So separation happens to move you forward. And the best advice is self-love. Give back to yourself everything you're craving from them. Breathe. Know it's okay that they are going to return, that it's not over, that there's nothing to fear. Because usually in separation, we panic, we struggle, we try to get the connection going again, when all we need to do is let go, breathe, work on ourselves and shine bright. I hope that helps. So I'm going to do a card as well. What do we need to know? Your commitment has been tested. Wow. So the angels are also reminding you that your commitment has been tested. So we learn through the separation how much we love our twin. They learn how much they love you, that, you're meant to be. So it's like we go through tests and trials to overcome things, to be stronger for union, because this is really when our warrior spirit is born. I hope that helps, okay? Gallies, but why are my teeth hurting so bad? Teeth are connected with decisions. Now, it's really interesting you've said that, because, half an hour before this stream started, I ate my food fine, like 2 hours before, and then I was drinking a cup of tea, and I thought, what's going on here? What's this all about? In my tooth, my filling's come out, and it's a big filling. And I thought, and I only noticed it. Went in the bathroom, rinsed it out, and it started pouring of blood. This is half an hour before. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this stream. I thought it was my voice. Now this is happening. But it stopped bleeding, and I'm going to have to go to the emergency dentist at some point. I've got some of that dental filler thing from when it was locked down. They give you just in case you had this happen, you couldn't go to the dentist. So, but I know that's connected with decisions. And for me, it's because I've been iffing and ahhing about going onto a roller coaster tomorrow. And it's been on my mind for like days. And I've been watching YouTube videos about it because it's a fear I want to face. So the reason why you're having tooth pain and nightmares and all these things is because it's connected with decisions. So you're clearly picking up on what your masculine is going through, and he's in turmoil. Okay? So remember, there's always a reason. So don't panic, breathe, call on the angels, you're okay. If you know it's nothing to do with you, you feel it. I know this tooth thing's connected with me, not ascension. I know the throat is connected with ascension. So you just know, you feel it, you trust your intuition. So just grab that question there because of what's happened to me there. So next question is for Anna. So Anna says, may I ask about a wonder I have? Does telepathic communication, let me just, I can't see, it's getting dark in this room now. It's night time now. It's 10 to 10. Is it 10 to 10 already? Let me just check. Yeah, 10 to 10. Just check my battery and everything as well on my tablet. Bear with me, I'm okay. So we've got, may I ask about a wonder I have? Does telepathic communication, it says heart detaching. What detachment means exactly? I've surrendered my journey to God. Is it the same? Because I feel connected with my twin, but I'm calm and still inside. Yes. So what you're saying is here, okay, telepathic communication means you know that you are communicating in other ways, not just physical. Like you realize that you don't need to have physical communication to connect with your twin because you are one. So you're realizing this because you've given it to God and you feel calm and connected at the same time. So yes, that's surrender. And that's very close to union. When you're in that energy, you're in the energy of achieving union because you've let go and you are trusting God. You know that there's a plan, there's a bigger picture, and you're letting things flow. So you are connected because you're feeling connected with your twin. So you're connecting in other ways. It's very powerful. So let's do a card for you. Jumped out. Adjustments are required. So you realize that adjustments are required for union. So you've let go, you've kind of accepted things, it is what it is, you've given it to heaven, and you're saying, I know things have to change in the physical to be together, but you know that, you're releasing fear around that and allowing it to flow. And that's what they're giving me there, all that fear coming up. And you're trusting that you have that beautiful cosmic connection. So this is showing you, Anna, that you're in the right mindset and the right frame of mind to achieve your union. It's very powerful. I hope that helps, okay? So next question we're doing is Armit. How do we overcome jealousy and the deep-seated trauma of abandonment and past betrayal associated with it. How do we reconcile with this or something better? What is the better option we're thinking of when we surrender? So first of all, the something better is usually a hobby, service, a passion, something we do that takes our mind off our twin. So you may think, my twin flame or something better, please, means another man or another woman. And it doesn't. Because how can another man or a woman replace your twin? They can't. Okay? So this is about you realizing that if we ask for something better, the universe is going to bring something in that helps us to feel good and to feel better. So we take our attention away from all the things that have been causing us stress because the angels want what's best for you. So that's what that part of your question means. And how do we reconcile with this or something better? We trust that what's meant for us will be for us. Now, how we overcome jealousy and the deep-seated trauma of abandonment and past betrayal is, first of all, to realise that if we're going through jealousy, it's something broken within ourselves. And I know that because that was my big one to heal. So jealousy comes from not feeling enough or not feeling good enough or feeling like something's missing. So the key to overcoming jealousy is self-love. And I've done videos on this in the playlist. You can go and watch them. So we learn to love ourselves, to give back to ourselves, to realise that we are enough, to start loving ourselves so we don't compare ourselves with anyone. So, for example, if you look at the karmic partner and you think, wow, she's got long blonde hair, I've got dark hair, she's thin, I'm big. Well, you start comparing, it just makes you feel bad. And it doesn't serve you, okay? Because you are perfect for your twin, however you are. To your twin, you are flawless. Okay, and we've all got flaws, we're all human. Even supermodels are airbrushed, you know. There's nothing, I mean, I know this because, you know, where I used to live, one of my neighbours was actually dating a model, and she was she wasn't a supermodel, but she was a really high-paid model, you know, but without makeup on, she was just normal. You know, with that, when you saw her in a magazine or she was dressed up to the nines, she was absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. But, you know, if you saw her with no makeup on in the morning, you know, she was nothing special. She was just natural. So remember, things are illusion. So you have to look through those things and realise you are perfect as you are. To your masculine, you are a supermodel. No matter what you're wearing, how your hair is, you know, you are beautiful. You know, I feel good in a wig, but I also feel good without a wig because I love myself anyway. George loves me with a wig and without a wig. It's not like I'm in fear thinking, oh, my hair's going grey, you know, I look old. I've got to wear a wig to feel better for my twin because he loves me anyway. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if I go white. Oh, he reconnected and disconnected then. So he doesn't care. You know, so you have to remember that. And also that everything happens for a reason. The stream then buffered. It will have buffered for you, but for me it says reconnecting. So remember, you're always going to come back together. So it really is a journey of loving yourself more and giving back to the self. So what do the angels want you to know about that? We've got, what do the angels want you to know? Your hard work is paying off and conclusions are within reach. So, you know, understand that when you're asking the angels for something better, then you're close to achieving your goal. You know, all the things you're doing are paying off and conclusions are within reach. So the angel's saying, just be yourself. Love life. Don't compare yourself. Just be you. Okay, it's very powerful. So the next question we're doing is Carmen. And she says, divine feminine and divine masculine are one soul in two bodies. And we are going through similar karmic situations during our journey. Does that mean that our soul has to heal twice unless it won't grow? Well, not really. Okay, the question's quite misleading. You know, usually if you're in a karmic situation, this is if the feminine is in a karmic situation, usually the masculine is in a karmic situation. Now, it can be all kinds. Everyone's different. Everyone's journey is unique. But usually the feminine is in that karmic situation to understand what the masculine's going through as well. Okay, and I know it's different if you're single and they are in a relationship, but if you're the one in a karmic relationship, say you're married and your masculine is married, then you're going to be a lot calmer about the situation because you're going to understand what the masculine's going through. You're not going to put pressure on him to leave or any of these things because you've got to do it too. So you understand the mindset of what he's going through. And usually when the feminine leaves, the masculine follows suit. So the feminine decides to leave for herself, not for a twin. And that's when everything opens up, all the doors happen. So, we heal, both twins heal. So it's like, you're saying, well, if I heal and he doesn't heal, does that mean I aren't healed? You are still a separate being. Okay, so you are still doing your part of the work and you're healing. So the message is, do you. Okay, don't worry so much about what your masculine is or isn't doing. Focus on your own healing. So the message is, we've got, don't let your past hold you back. And the past can be connected with core wounds and, things we are releasing. So when we move forward and we release the past, we heal that part of our soul. So that's when we feel complete in ourselves because we've done what we said we were going to do. So don't think that, your soul isn't healing if your masculine isn't healing because you are doing your part of the work. So trust in that. And I know it's hard to understand when you see it as one soul, two bodies, all these things. Just know that if you do you and you shine and do your work, then your masculine is going to follow because he's part of you. So of course he's going to heal. Of course he's going to do what he needs to do. But when you let the past go, you grow. I hope that helps, okay? So we've got Ingrid. Where would you say a divine feminine would be at on her journey when she's less and less interested in the twin flame journey? So again, there's been a lot of questions about, surrender here. Not in a I'm giving up on it kind of way, but more like she's focusing less and less on that aspect of her life and more on enjoying all the other aspects of her life. The part of her life that doesn't revolve around being a twin flame. That's surrender. That's the something better, please. So that's you focusing on life, loving life, giving back to yourself, doing you. That's when you're very close to union because you're not really bothered anymore about what your twin's up to. You're not really bothered about the stress of it all. You're more bothered about feeling good and happy and blessings and joy and gratitude and all the good stuff. And that's where union happens. So when you're operating in that energy, it shows that you've really overcome all the things that you were meant to overcome. So you're very close to union because you've let go completely. And that's, I wouldn't be surprised if you are in union now or close to union, because that's what energy I was in. And that's when union comes in. So you just stop the stress. And that's all it is. And it's something so simple, but it can take years to achieve. But it takes as much time as it needs to. And when we achieve it, then we receive it. And that's the message for you, Ingrid. So that's why. So the message is you are good enough. So basically, when you're in that energy, you've realised that you are good enough and that you don't need your twin to validate you. And that the universe will give you everything you deserve at the right time. I hope that helps, okay? And I want to say a big thank you to everyone watching, sending you so much love. So the next question is Fantasia. So Fantasia's done, I think, 2 questions. So I think you started your YouTube channel before you came into union. That's right. At what point did you know it was the right thing to do full time? So, and he says, do you think we have to be working our mission before union can ever happen? Well, my journey, it's just a bit complicated. I have talked all about it in the members video because I've done a reading there. But basically, short version, okay, I went through 2 spiritual awakenings. The first one at 23 when my dad died. The next one at 30 when I really went into my mission. Now, I was aware that I was a twin flame, kind of. I mean, I've got a tattoo here that says twin flames love eternal. And I had that done years before I met my first catalyst who propelled me towards union. So I always knew because I was working with twin flames. And so what I was doing was I was doing a job. Okay, I was working in a shop and I was doing readings on the side. So I was, every now and again I'd do readings. If I was on a day off, I'd do readings. And a lot of people who were coming to me for readings were twin flames. And this was face-to-face readings. So this was way before YouTube. So I was doing that. And then I met the catalyst who propelled me forward on my journey. So I started loving myself more, giving back to myself more through that connection. And then I met the last catalyst before George. Okay, I'm trying to work it all out. And he was pretty much doing YouTube and stuff. And he got me interested in YouTube and stuff. And then I opened a channel. Okay, and the channel was not this channel. So I had a channel before this one called Venus Electra. And it was just a name I liked. Just a name I liked, Venus Electra. It was the name I thought, right, if I go anywhere and I have to have like a name, I would be Venus Electra. I thought it was amazing. And I got the Electra part off, what was the show with Julianne Moore and Sylvester Stallone in? Assassins, because she was called Electra. And the Venus, I just always loved Venus. So that was the name, Venus Electra. So that was the channel I created. And it was the channel like this. Angels, few twin flame videos. But it just didn't go anywhere. Why? Because I wasn't ready for it to go anywhere. Everything is given to you by the universe at the right time. And it wasn't really, I was doing it daily, but not like I do with this. This is my passion and, my helping, all this. It was just something I was doing to see where it would go. And I had about 60 subscribers, and that I had that channel. And it was more to be around the catalyst. And through him, I learned about moderating a channel, what YouTube is. He really taught me everything there is to know about being on YouTube. And that's why he came into my life. There was many other things he taught me to, but it was mainly, I know now, he was my in to YouTube. He was the one who showed me the door to my mission, which is this. So it's really interesting how it all works. So this is, I was on that channel. And then, the first time we went through a big kind of separation and block and all the things that went on, I ended up deleting that channel. So I deleted that channel and I set up another one called Sunshine or something, Sunbeam or something ridiculous anyway. But I just wasn't into it. And I never really started posting properly on it. And I shut that down as well. And then I thought, right, I'm clearly not meant to be on YouTube. I was going through a bit of a crazy period, because obviously I was in separation as well with him and stuff. And he was teaching me so many things. And then I went to the Angel Summit, one of the World Angel Summits in Bristol. And during that World Angel Summit, I knew I had to start another channel. I was just being guided to do it. Even though, remember, I was doing readings on the side. This was something else. So, and I was still working my job. So I opened another channel and I thought, what am I going to call it? Guided by Angels. Why? Because I'm guided by angels and I've got tattooed on the back of my neck, guided by angels. And I had that tattoo done years ago. Okay, and I've always worked with angels since I was 30, properly, So I thought, right, that's going to be the channel name. And I just kind of knew when I hit 100 subscribers, my channel would take off. And it took me ages to get 100 subscribers. But lo and behold, when I did, my channel took off. And I knew because my guidance was coming in there. So, and then I was into that. It was like I was more bothered about my channel than I was about my catalyst. And that's exactly what happens, remember. Because the first channel didn't work, the second channel didn't work, the third channel I felt different about it. I knew it was time. I just felt it in my bones. I just knew. And I was giving everything to that. And then obviously things fizzled out with him. And, I was focusing on my mission, everything. And then George came in. So everything happens for a reason. So yes, most divine feminines will be working on some form of mission, service, spiritual thing to move into union. Okay, I hope that helps. It's quite interesting. That's a short version. So I hope, love Venus Electra. I love that name. I still love that name, So that's what happened with me. And And was George a tarot reader, Reiki healer before you two came together? Yes, but he was doing it through Facebook. He wasn't doing it a lot. He was kind of getting to know everything. He had a Facebook group. So he was doing his bits too, but he also had a job and he was doing his own thing. Now, when we got into union, okay, and it happened very quickly. Okay, we went through a minor separation, and I was just in that energy where, whatever, because I'd been through 6 years of hell with the married catalyst, and I'd been through 3 years of hell with the previous one. So I kind of got into, I was just in this full energy of surrender, and, there was like fleeting moments of jealousy and things I had to deal with, and him blocking me and whatever. But we did actually come into union quite quickly because it was part of our mission. And we were both fascinated by the fact that it happened pre-COVID, because if we'd have met after that, we would not be in union now because of the lockdowns and all the things that went on. So we had to come into union at that time. It was the way the universe made it to be so. And then when we got into union, obviously he was working on his stuff, I was working on my stuff, and he didn't start doing his channel straight away. He was doing a job, and he got a job where I am. And then we kind of had a conversation, and I knew it was time to leave my job, but it wasn't because of George. It was because something, divine intervention came in. Because, as I said, I was working in a sunbed / vape shop, all these things. For 10 years, I was the assistant manager. I loved the people. My boss, Andy, was like my brother, and he still is. I love him to pieces. He's in Mexico now, having a great holiday with his wife and kids. And, I didn't want to leave him, because he was like my brother. And, I went through a big experience when I was 20, well, 21. I can't remember how old I was now, when my cousin Andy, who was like a brother to me, he went out of my life for a big reason. He taught me a huge abandonment lesson, and then God brought the other Andy in. But I talk about that with members. It's all very interesting, my journey to where I am now. But what happened was, I'm getting off the tangent, I'm going on a tangent here, but he got another shop. So he was selling the shop that I'd been in for 10 years. And he got another one, which was next door, but I just knew. Divine intervention came in and said, Liz, you're not going to work in that shop. This was the shop for you. It's time. And when I was going to hand my notice in, when I was walking up the road to do that, a funeral procession went past, as if to say the ending and the new beginning. So I knew it was the right thing to do. And of course I went through struggle in my mind. I was worrying about money and becoming self-employed and tax and all these things. How am I going to do my books and all these things? But I knew it was the right thing to do. So I left, and I've never looked back. It was the best thing I ever did. And that's when George started his channel. And, working on his channel. George only posts like one video a day or something, but he works on his readings. He does Reiki. He's very, very busy. Whereas my main focus is the channel, even though I've just opened up personal readings. So I hope that answers the question. So to go back to it, I'm just wondering whether the missions of twin flames always align like that, and whether mission is a prerequisite for union. Well, every journey is unique and different. Masculines are healing. They are healers. A lot of the masculines have healing voices. Look at George. He does healing channeled messages from the masculine. Now, before we got into union, we were talking all the time on Snapchat, and his voice sent me to sleep many nights because he's got such a healing voice. So the masculines are healers, but you may think of a healer as someone who heals someone with the hands or something else, but masculines are healing in themselves. So their mission is to do healing work in whatever way that comes across. Even if they are just working in a shop, it's healing. I've told you about how I did that, and it's like the angel stuck me there as a counsellor. So the masculines are healing. So this is why, when you come together in union, you work together as a team in whatever area you decide to work in. Me and George, we've both got a mission. We've got separate channels. A lot of people say, why don't you have your channel together? Well, that's not what we're here for. We're not here for that. Okay, I'm here to connect with you guys as a divine feminine and help you to move towards your union. George is there to heal. So we have a mission, it's a very similar mission, but it's not together, but we are a team together. Does that make sense? And it's the same for both twins. So to go back to this, because I catch myself doing new things recreatively that he's doing, and that's because you are one. So you're interested, you've both got similar interests. And you realise that as well sometimes in union, because you may think you've got nothing in common, but you do, okay? And Mandy says, I do love George's voice. He puts you at ease. I love his readings. Absolutely. And, his voice is therapeutic. Sometimes when he's in the shower singing, and he does that a lot, I'll stand outside and listen because it's just so healing. Sometimes between readings, what he does as well, when he's doing reading, because obviously I'm down here and he's upstairs and we can't really hear each other unless he's singing. So sometimes I'll hear him singing. And what he does is he sings to get himself in the right energy to do a reading. So he'll do 5 minutes of singing about random stuff. And then he'll do, his divine masculine reading. So when he's doing that, I'll go and listen sometimes. Obviously not when he's doing channeled songs, that's different. But when I know he's doing a song to get him in the mood for his readings, sometimes I listen in the magic. And I'll go in, I'll say, I hope you've recorded that. And he'll say, well, it was just nothing. Now, one time he did a song and he was channeling Jesus and he recorded it. And I said, why don't you post that on your channel? But he hasn't, because he's still got insecurity about his voice and stuff. But it was the most gorgeous song. And he was channeling Jesus, talking about Jesus coming back and all kinds of stuff. And I was just blown away by it. Okay, we just adjust my wig a minute. See, it's a new wig I've got on. So I've sewn wig clips into it today. I love it. This is Faye wig. So anyway, I just seem to enjoy what he loves to do, but maybe it will be better to search for my mission completely independent from his interests, but we're just so similar somehow. Well, you're guided all along the way, Oh, welcome to the family, Fantasia, sending you so much love. You are kind of, all the way, you are protected all the way and you'll be guided all the way. So it doesn't matter if you're doing the same thing as him or you're doing something different. You're doing what's right for you. I hope that answers your question. So I'm going to do you a card, okay? I've got 2 cards coming out. So we've got, you're very close to achieving your goal. So remember, you're very close to achieving your goal when you're giving me fear there, when you're releasing fear and doing what's right for you. Wow, they give me lots of fear coming out of you there. I feel like that, whatever I've just said, has released some fear. Let me know if you feel better. The answers you need are coming. So again, you receive all the answers you need on this journey. You're guided like I was guided. Like everything fell into place. Like, it's really interesting because, without someone I work with, he introduced me to the Catalyst online and all that happened. Without him, I wouldn't be online, and I think back and I just bless him. I don't feel bad towards anyone I've been in relationships with or been with. Someone commented and I deleted the comment because it was very negative and it was telling me that I should not talk about Catalyst on this journey and I should just move on from all of that. And, I was trying to explain how important Catalysts can be and why I talk about them, and she just didn't get it. And it was like banging her head on the wall, I wasn't going to keep spending energy trying to talk about it. But the point I'm making is, I have nothing but love for them. Because without them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be with George. I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't be doing my channel, Guided by Angels. So we have to realise that everything happens for a reason. I hope that helps, okay? Powerful. Now, Fantasia's also asked another question. So is there a good way to handle the friend zone situation? Because I really feel my DM wants me, but I also feel he's really scared or maybe not ready for a commitment. So we keep ending up at places just acting as friends, but I desire him so much. I have no idea how to keep doing this, and I wonder how to get to the point where commitment feels natural and not scary at all. I mean, the fear must also be within me, not just him. So clearly you've got all this fear. And you go, yeah, I feel more relaxed now. So clearly you've got all this fear. So the best way to handle the friend zone situation is this. He wants you. You know it's in divine timing. Now, if you can handle the friend zone, because some people can't, they just kind of focus on themselves and, do their own thing until union. But if you are handling the friend zone, playful energy is the key. Playful, no expectations, no pressure, no wanting it to be more than it can possibly be in this moment. Just being very playful and being in the now and using breath work and just enjoying the moment. That's the only way to handle being in the friend zone, being in the now, because when we go over the past, we go over things and wonder if we've done things wrong, or maybe wanting it to go back to something it used to be and it can't. Or we think about the future, trying to make it happen, thinking about being in a relationship, and it just gets all out of control. So the way we handle it is by being in the now. Okay, so what do the angels want you to know? We've got a new romantic cycle begins. So understand that from the friendship, a new romantic cycle will begin, because it's the friendship and a twin flame journey that holds everything together. It's the glue. Yes, the love, the passion, all that stuff, but it's the friendship that creates the bond. Me and George have got such a strong union because we're best friends, and we're best friends united in passionate love. We get on so well, but we also give each other space. Like he'll have a night on his own, I'll watch my show, and it feels good because we also need that in a union. You can't be with a person 24/7 and feel safe or secure. You have to have your own space. You have to have time to do you and to connect with God and all these things. So trust in that, okay? Oh, Lizzie, thank you. Sending you so much love. Donation from Lizzie. Their hearts in the chat. And prosperity lies ahead. So understand, from a friend zone, it can create so much more. And that's a really good way at looking at it. Instead of thinking, oh, it's not what you want it to be, see the positive in it all. I hope that helps. Next question is Moonlight Water. Okay, welcome Moonlight Water. So is it okay to be with a soulmate if the DM is not ready and has turned you down or released you? Well, first of all, the masculines don't release you. Okay, they may move away from you, but it's not the same as releasing you. They can't release you or one. And they don't turn you down. They just can't be with you in that moment for whatever reason. So first of all, change the way you're looking at it, because the masculine never pushes the feminine away because they don't love you or want you. It's because of their own fear and insecurity. Now, of course, it's okay to be with someone else if that's what you want. Always do what feels right for you. But don't try and be with someone else to try and get revenge or try and make yourself feel better or to try and distract yourself, because it does not work. You're saying now, I see you in the chat there, where is it? He broke up with me via text message saying we're done and now and blocked me, and I know it's his fears. Yes, but it isn't over. You have to see it from a higher point of view. Okay? When we're in the moment, we go into panic. He doesn't want me, doesn't care about me, he's with someone else, all these things. But that isn't true. Okay? The reason he's done that is because he's dealing with his own stuff. It's nothing actually to do with you. So don't take it personally. So you're saying, is it okay to be with someone if the DM isn't ready? There's always opportunities for the feminine to explore other options, but all paths lead home. So when you're meant to be, you'll be, regardless of anyone else. But you have to ask yourself, do you really want to put yourself or a new person through that? Because you want to be with your masculine no matter what. So when you're ready, that will happen. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Mandy. Sending you so much love. So, your love and kindness, guys, is amazing. So, this is the thing, if you're thinking, right, well, he's left me, now I'm going to go and meet someone else. It doesn't work like that. It causes more pain because you won't want to kiss that person. You won't really want to be with that person. That's hurting someone else unnecessarily. So, first of all, when they leave you, you have to go within. And it's about getting that relationship back with yourself. So let me do you a card. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Straight out there. So the card is, we've got commitment, communication is key. Okay, communication is key. So, and they also give me the word commitment. So make a commitment to yourself. And remember that communication is the key. So that's what you really want. You know, if your masculine said, I want you, can we talk, and all these things, you wouldn't even be suggesting anybody else. You know, so you have to remember that communication is the key to your union. And right now he can't communicate because he needs to go within and process his feelings. Oh, thank you, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob, it means the world, okay? Sending you so much love. Hearts in the chat as well. Thank you for all your love and kindness. It means the world, whether it's a like, subscribing, being a member, donating. It just means more than you know, okay? So communication is the key. So when he's ready, he'll communicate. So in the meantime, work on you, loving life, being with yourself, enjoying the journey, and let go of the rest, okay? I hope that helps. So we've got Phoebe. When I suspect he is close, another man appears. This has happened 3 times. The 4th time is someone who appears to have spiritual knowledge that aligns with mine. What is that? What is it that is being shown to me? It's a phenomenon of its own. Well, you are learning, remember, these other people are spiritual teachers. They're soulmates, they're helpers. So we've established tonight that a soulmate is a helper to your soul. So these people are coming in to teach you something, to get you ready for union, just like your masculine is being prepared for union too. So when you suspect your masculine is close, someone else comes in. Why? Because you still have lessons to learn pre-union. So you're learning through these other people. And that's why it seems like a phenomenon, because you're like, what's going on? But you were learning what you need to learn. And the reason you can feel your masculine is close, because you were getting closer to your union. So that's why. Very short answer, but very clear. Okay? And we've got have faith in your dreams. So these other people are showing you that you can have your dreams. You know, that you can have what you want. So every time someone comes in, they show you an aspect of a part of a person that you want to be in a relationship with. So the real message from these people, and now this spiritual guy, is saying, have faith in your dreams. It's really powerful. I hope that helps, okay? See, some answers are quick, some answers are long. It's how it needs to be. So, Nature Gal, welcome. So I know divine timing as well as healing and soul growth for both twins are a big part of this journey and are most likely the answer to my questions. But what I can't seem to wrap my head around is why the masculine can stay with a karmic partner they are miserable with for years, even with no kids in the picture. And after meeting their divine feminine, who they know instantly on some level is their one and true love. Fear, comfort zone, financial obligations, judgments from others, many reasons. But they always get there in the end. So remember, right now it may be frustrating because they're in a karmic situation. You see it's miserable. You understand they'd be better off without them. But for the masculine, it's a big milestone to overcome. Especially if they've been together a long time. It's been a part of their life. So we have to see it from a higher perspective, remembering that the karmic partner is also a catalyst to your union, teaching them things. Feminines, you're awakening your masculine. They're realizing more and more through that karmic situation, especially when they meet the divine feminine, that's what they don't want because it's miserable. And you're the light. So they're guided towards the light. So they stay there because of things they have to heal and release within themselves. So it isn't because they love the karmic partner. It's because they may love the house they live in or the home they're in, the car they drive, the money in the bank, their stability. And they have to let that go. It's like the Four of Pentacles energy. They have to let go of everything they've built up to be with you. And that's a big thing. So their true love, divine feminine, is right in front of them and wanting to be with them and loving them, overflowing the way they deserve to be loved. Yet sometimes they stay in a toxic, miserable living arrangement with zero love or connection for so long. Well, remember, the feminine may have all that love to give, but the feminine also has lessons to learn. Otherwise, the masculine would leave the karmic partner like that. So it's not all about blaming the masculine. It's about taking responsibility for your own part of the connection. And I know that's hard to hear and triggering because a lot of the time we feel ready. But if we were ready, we'd be in union, like what happened to me. I thought I was ready, I wasn't. So we also have to realize that we are also learning from that situation. I completely understand about soul growth, alignment, and divine timing, but sometimes it feels like years were wasted in a way when they could have been full of love and joy and union. And that's the ego that creates that, because no time is ever wasted on this journey. That's why we've come into this physical body. That's why we're in this lifetime. So there is no wasted time. And a lot of the times the masculines have had to do things and understand things that they couldn't do and understand with the divine feminine, and vice versa. So everything is always in divine time. It's usually because the ego says, we have so much love to give, we're wasting time. What if we come in union and then both die? Or, we haven't got the time together, all these things. But you have as much time as you need to have in this lifetime. God is in charge. God knows what's right for you. So let go and breathe. So what do the angels want you to know? We've got, don't let your past hold you back. So again, this is about the past, the way things were, maybe when you first met, thinking about that. The masculines aren't going to let their past hold them back from living a beautiful future with the divine feminine. So we have to move on and heal the past. And also, this is also connected with a core wound in the feminine, connected with needing to let go, and maybe connected with abandonment issues the feminine is dealing with. And certainly learning patience and understanding what patience truly is, because it's not about waiting around, it's about loving life. I hope that helps, okay? Yasmin says, how does the DM find out that he is our twin? Well, I spoke about that earlier. Okay, he realises when he comes into contact with the divine feminine that there's something pretty special going on. And then he learns from his karmic situations and his physical world everything he needs to know. So do we divine feminine tell them, or do they find out on their own? Well, if you tell your divine masculine, usually it backfires. I did that with a catalyst, and all it usually does is make them block you or ghost you or disappear. And you've said, I tried telling my DM, but he dismissed it as my truth and not his. And that's because he has to find it out himself. Okay? He's like he's saying, I know you're right. It makes sense, but I have to come to my own conclusions. And until then, you might as well bang your head on a brick wall. It's like leading a horse to water. You can't make it drink. It has to do it on its own. So, usually, I remember, I tried explaining this to someone who wasn't ready, and they looked at me like I was a mental case. And you're not a mental case. You understand, but they don't. So they learn through their physical reality. The feminines learn through their spiritual reality, through readings and being around soul family and people who get you. The masculines learn through harsh lessons that wake them up, like Neo waking up from the Matrix. Trinity guided Neo to Morpheus, and Morpheus provided the pill that woke him up. It's the same scenario, okay? I hope that helps. Let's pull a card for that. Let's pull a card. Your hard work is paying off. So all you have to know is everything you're doing is paying off, and adjustments are required, absolutely. So it's up to the masculine. And yeah, someone's put there, my advice is don't tell him, it doesn't go well at all. And I agree, because it doesn't. But remember, there's no mistakes, there's only lessons. And you telling him, he's triggered something in him. So give it time, okay? He will apologise, he'll tell you he wasn't ready. And then we've got Zoe. How do I know if they are a false twin? Well, usually you don't know until you know, because everything happens for a reason. I've spoke about this. Catalyst. Thank you, Diamond, sending you so much love. Your kindness is amazing, guys. Thank you. So, with me, and the reason I'm bringing me up is because Aaron, our soul sister at the beginning, said, can you relate with these things, okay? Because it makes it easier to understand. So, if someone had said to me, the married guy or the guy before George wasn't my twin, I wouldn't have believed them, because I needed that person to show me the way. And sometimes our person is showing us the way and we're receiving all the signs just like we do with our twin. But when we know, we know. So in other words, it's not my job to say to you, this is your twin, this isn't your twin, because you know your truth. You know your truth, you feel it. You have to trust what you feel. And Don't worry about it, because if this person isn't your twin, then your twin will come, because all paths lead home and where you're meant to be. So it's a bit of a hard one to explain, because, when we are involved with a person and we feel they are our twin, we feel they are our twin. But we go through certain things that show us the way. And a big example of this, I don't know if she's here, but our soul sister Cheryl from Sensual Healing Tarot, she'll tell you, because not long ago, she thought her twin was a twin, but then she met a true twin. So it's the same. You just know, trust how you feel. Okay, and don't worry about it. It's a label. It's a label. Twin flame is really a label. Okay, so remove the label and focus on you and focus on them. And that's what matters. Okay. Oh, Patricia, welcome to the family. Sending you so much love. So, and like Desiree says, all you have to do is ask God and he will tell you. Absolutely. Julie says, be yourself and shine. So remember, everything happens for a reason. I hope that helps, okay? If I pulled a card, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I channel all the messages, I don't know what I'm doing. So the message is, your hard work is paying off. So whatever happens, this twin, false twin, catalyst, whatever, is paying off in your life. And that's all that matters. So the final question, I can't believe we've done nearly 4 sheets of paper in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So the last question is Terence, and he's put, you do talk to twin flames. When I watched your podcast, the video last year, you said twin flames are coming together in union 2020 to 2024. And Jesus confirmed December of 2020. I was a twin flame and I met my twin flame in August of 2020. She came to see me in Tuscany, I think. Can't read that very well, or wherever it is, Tuscany or something. As she's from Brazil in 2024, I go to Rio de Janeiro. He's bringing us in union, but right now we're still in separation. So what I feel your question is what's going on between 2020 and 2024? Okay, well, it's called alignment and balance. So, there's, before all of this COVID stuff happens, okay, back in whenever it was, perhaps 2016, 17, I got a download coming to me. And at the time, I was doing my channel Venus Electra, okay? I had this download coming to me that something big was coming in 2020, between then and 2024, and we had to all get our houses in order. Finances, debt, all these things. I was telling everyone, get your house in order, pay off your debts, because something is coming that's going to mess up the economy. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was connected with chips or, mark of the beast, that kind of stuff, but that's another thing, talking about all of that. I know some of you will be into that. So I was convinced something was coming like that because of what I was receiving. And I was telling everyone. And then you get guided, you get shown. So the closer we get told things. And I knew that me and George coming into union was a big part of the mission between 2020 and 2024. And really what it is a global awakening, because look what's going on. Lockdowns worldwide, waking people up to the fact that they're in the wrong relationships, they're in the wrong jobs, they need to be doing other things. We've all had big wake-up calls in many, many areas of our lives. Some people have passed over. My mum's passed over. Many people have passed over to get ready for the new kind of generation. Remember, when we die, we have a choice. We can come back. We can be guides. We can do whatever we want to do. So there's big shifts and changes. And there's also been many, many other things going on, with COVID and all these things, okay? Thank you for the message on it. It's not a Q&A. It's not a personal Q&A. I've stated that very clearly, okay? There will be one coming, but thank you for the donation. Oh, thank you, SJ, sending you so much love. So there's a big thing going on globally, awakening, spiritual awakening. And there is more to come. Don't think it's all over and done with. This energy is still going on. Look what's happening now. Gas prices have increased. There's crazy things going on. So just be ready for anything. You can handle it, okay? So there's a divide. There's a divide between light and dark. People in positive energy and faith, and people in fear and negative energy. There's a divide. And we have to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So the God, the Creator, wants twin flames in union to be part of the solution, because as divine feminines, we're already part of the solution most of the time anyway, when we're operating in the light. So the masculines are coming into their awareness so that they can come into this divine connection quicker, so you can be part of the solution as healers, empaths, readers, whatever you decide to do. Even musicians, artists, whatever you decide to do, to help with the global awakening, to move us forth into the new age, which is coming in around 2030. There's something big going on there. Now, the angels show me things as I need to know. So, I can't tell you what's going to happen in 2026 because I don't yet know. But they have told me the years coming in. So, for example, they told me that the year of 2020 was the year of awakening. The year of 2021 was the year of whatever it was. I can't even remember now because we're in 2022. The year of 2022 is mission, where most of us realise what our mission is and start working on that. The years 2023 and 24 are communication and commitment. So 2023 is going to be filled with twins coming back into communication, and 2024 is going to be filled with twins coming into union and commitment. George is adamant we're not going to get married, but I wouldn't be surprised if that comes in 2024 either. So these are things coming in, okay? And if your journey takes longer, there's a reason. But the majority of twin flames are going to come into some form of union or togetherness between these years, okay? So the angels are reminding you of that. So, hang on a minute here. Okay, well, whatever you believe, everyone's got their own ideas, opinions, that's your choice. I haven't got a problem with you coming in and saying that's your choice. I can only tell you what I'm receiving and what I'm showing, okay? On my channel, which you may see as a show, okay? It's a channel, it's a video or whatever, it's on a screen so you can see it as a show. But the angels show you the truth, and you know what the truth is by the way you feel inside. And this is what's happening. So there's a big global awakening taking place. And, people who are switched on will be talking about this. Look at channels like Ralph Smart and Teal Swan. These people are tapped in and know what's going on. And most people are very aware and have been very aware since around 2016-17 of this energy that's come in now. So that's what's happening. And that's why Terence is sensing, because he's also being guided by his own guides, especially Jesus, that he's going to come into full union in 2024. It's very powerful. So what's the energy coming in here? Around 2020, 2024. What do we need to know? Have faith in your dreams, because communication is key. So the angels are clearly showing that, okay? Clearly showing that. We've also got your hard work is paying off and adjustments are required. So this is the energy, okay? That the adjustments are required and things are changing between 2020 and 24, which they are. Hard work we're doing is paying off. Have faith in your dreams, because everything is falling into place and the communication is key. It's very powerful and very beautiful. And when you're tapped in with Source and your angels and guides, you know that regardless of what people say or come in and say to try and knock you off your path or say you're doing something wrong, because you're not. So always trust the way you feel. She's just making stuff up, I sense no mystery. Well, that's your perception of what I'm doing. And that's your perception. That doesn't bother me. Anything people say, I'm indifferent about it. That's your perception. And that's fine. That's your journey. This is your journey. This is my journey. And, that's why we're all here. Okay? So, anyway, that's the live. So, thank you all for watching. And I want to say a big, big thank you as well to everybody who sent me healing energy to do this live and to have a voice, because that, this just shows the power of prayer, because this morning I could not speak. I tried to start doing something and I couldn't get it out. And I went up to George, I said, I'm going to have a break today. Even though I wanted to do things, I couldn't do it. So thank you so much to everyone who sent me healing energy. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this. I hope it's helped in some way. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for being here. It means more than you know. Have a great day. Thank you for loving the wig as well. I am going to be reviewing this one on Wigs with Liz soon. It is called Faye. She's from Godiva's Secret Wigs. She is gorgeous. This colour's toasted brown. So if you're loving this wig, that's where you'll find it. So thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.